It's time to add some spice to your nooner. Nooner funny. This is the place where big-time guests, bold opinions, and little cute doggies come together. This is Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus, the #1 rated windows and doors in Columbus.
All right, back with you guys, and we appreciate you jumping in. It is Rothman and Ice. Anthony Rothman, Matty Ice Hayes, and CB. Boys, how we feeling?
The sun is shining. It's a hump day, and we got one more sleep until the NFL is back, baby. I am good in the hood. How you feeling right now?
Outstanding. It was not. The rumors are not true. I know it's been a lot of years. I know I've sent you guys pictures of me at the pearly gates. I know that you figure that I probably have the backing to do this.
Yeah.
I was waiting for the price to come down even a little more. You know, I'm one of the rare people that know exactly where this is and can get you to it. But I will tell you, I am not the buyer. Some people want to say I'm not the father. I am not the buyer.
Wow.
Exactly.
You've had a couple of those experiences, huh?
I'm not sure which one, is more disappointing. MJ's house in suburban Chicago has finally sold after 12 years.
Okay.
I think it's been 12. It feels like it's been 22 years. Who knows? Nobody knows who the buyer is or how much they agreed to pay the legendary player. The home had listed originally in 2012 for $29 million. Mm-hmm. It sold. It then was listed for about $14.9 million about 5-6 years ago. So half the price. And since the listing, Jordan, I guess, has spent over $2 million in just property taxes alone, according to the Lake County records. And I guess he plunked down another $70,000 to cover the second half of last year and whatever. But this is a property which Jordan and his previous wife, when Juanita, built in the mid-'90s. So the original title under her name before they divorced in 2006. And then Jordan, I guess, took full ownership of it. And in the years since, I mean, she's probably thrilled she didn't have this just as an investment deal because it just kept going south. But, he spends a lot of time in Florida and all that. He relocated to, his golf course down there and all that. But, yeah, it's gone, Matty. It's finally gone.
Well, I am surprised that you aren't the owner, considering you got the bank account to afford that after everything you've accomplished in your life. Emmys, hole-in-ones. I mean, what haven't you done at this point? You're a well-established man in life right now. But I am very jealous of this. I'm also very happy for the real estate agent that finally got this off their back.
That's
for
right.
the check that they're going to get with this thing officially being sold. And so, yeah, it's an all-time crib to own. That's for sure. When you talk about one of the biggest names in, entertainment history, sports, music, whatever, Michael Jordan's up there with the best of them. And the fact that you get to roam those hallways for the rest of your life.
Probably in those awesome kicks, right? Because didn't he originally he said you would get in each year that the Jordans came out, not game used or his, but essentially I think each year.
That works for me. Yeah. I would absolutely love that. Do you know who the buyer is?
They said no.
They haven't revealed themselves. Okay,
no.
They have not revealed themselves.
Tennis court, infinity pool, 3 multi-car garages.
What are the chances
the basketball court, the indoor gym.
What are the chances it's Scottie Pippen?
No, Scottie Pippen can't afford this
And then Scottie just takes the gate and just will put, what is he, 33?
That's right. Just take one off.
Take the 2 and put another 3 up.
I'm glad you brought that up because if you bought the house, presumably you bought it because it was owned by him.
Yeah.
Do you leave the 23 up there?
Absolutely.
You do?
Unless I'm Scottie Pippen. And because I hate Michael Jordan now, I'm going to change it to 33. But, yeah, if I'm buying the crib and I'm just a, average Joe, but I guess you're not an average Joe if you got that money, I'm keeping the 2-3 up there. It's a statement. It's a statement piece. You know how Ian Fitzsimmons told us yesterday that when you go into the Carolina, his owner, the owner for the Carolina Panthers' office, he's got a pair a brass what's on the desk. Like, that sets a tone. Like, hey, come to the crib. I'm having a cookout. And then your boys pull up. They type in the code and then just the 2-3 gate. It's like, I'm in on that. It's like when if you were to buy the Willy Wonka factory, you're not taking all the W's down. I got nothing but chocolate, sexual chocolate going on.
You're probably not doing anything but the chocolate. I agree. Randy Watson.
Oh,
all right, so there you go. A little 32,000 square footer.
That's awesome, man.
He's not on the lake or anything, though. It's inland, as they would say. But he's got his own infinity pool and all that.
But it's the second house that MJ built in the city after United Center.
Yes, that's right. And he built it based on during his prime. Absolutely. This isn't something you're buying from him now that he's moving on from. I agree. This is something bigger. The built-in aquarium, everything else he's got in there. The basketball court alone,
I'd sleep in there some nights.
Is tremendous.
I'd sleep in there some nights. Just thinking about just the amount of hours he was probably in there cooking, getting shots up, punching teammates in the face when they came over for practice. Like just everything in that gym. Amazing. When you were going through the renovations and some of the things he was spending on, I thought you were saying you just had to, scrub the house clean because I'm sure that house has seen some things.
I will tell you this. So back in when I was working at Channel 6 back in the 90s and the Big Ten basketball tournament was at the UC, we'd go in and cover it. And one of the days I did the kind of the maps to Stars' homes because I knew where they lived. And so the irony is that so I took people to the front gate of Jordan.
Like a tour guide.
And then, maps. I sat in a little lawn chair outside.
Rothman, tour guide of
Maps
Chicago.
to Stars' homes, right?
How did you go ahead?
And so then, but here's the great part. Scotty lived within walking distance of Mike. His home was, I thought, fairly modest. It was, his was, 2 mil. Jordan's was 30.
Well, there's levels to this.
Yeah. But it's right. It's literally right around the corner.
How did you find
Scotty's more in a neighborhood. You hear rumors. You kind of, you
creep out some nights.
Yeah, you stalk it out a little bit.
Get the binoculars.
Sit in the car, roll back the seat a little bit.
Yeah, man.
Wait for Scotty to come home from practice.
Get the binoculars out. We got sandwiches and chips to get us through the entire night. You've done that a few times. You did it with Tress.
That's right.
Here, this is, what CV we're finding out. AR, he likes a little detective in him. He likes
a little PI work.
Stay outside of your house and creep through your blinds at night.
How else are you going to get the big interview with Tress?
You should have said, how else do you think I won all those
That's
Emmys?
right, exactly.
Oh, man, that's awesome. Hey, real quick side note, since we're talking a little bit about basketball, shout out to Adrian Wojnarowski. I mean, this is one of the biggest reporters the sports world has ever seen. He announced today that he's stepping aside to go over to his alma mater, St. Bonaventure, to step into a GM role. I don't know exactly what that looks like for him, but we talk to the NFL version of him every week with Schefty. And for me, you know how big of a basketball fan I am, just growing up as a kid, just waiting for the Woj bombs to drop when he's talking about trades or contracts or whatever it was. He was the go-to guy. And so he's hanging it up. Can't wait to ask Schefty about him later on. And the last Woj bomb for Adrian Wojnarowski is a Cleveland Cavalier, and it's Isaac Okoro, because that was the last contract he will ever report on in the NBA. It's Isaac Okoro's deal. So just wanted to give a shout out to Woj, man. It meant a lot to me as just a sports fan growing up when it comes to breaking news and how he went about his business. The dude was one of the best and probably one of the best we'll ever see it doing it.
So it is, and it's a great success story because, I think he grew up not far from ESPN, right? Wasn't his dad a factory worker, and he became a newspaper reporter and all that. Now, the reality of it is that this is an incredible walk away because he makes reportedly $7 million a year, and he signed a $35 million contract in 2022.
Okay.
So you do the math on that. This guy's walking away from over $20 million. Now, I don't know what they're going to.
The St. Bonnies?
Yeah,
what is their mascot over there, CB? Are they the Bonnies? Yeah. What are they?
I think it's simply the Bonnies.
The Bonnies? That's incredible.
Yeah, so he's going to be there, and
yeah, they are just the Bonnies.
Yeah,
good for him, man.
The little wolf.
Good for him. Can't wait to get Schefty's perspective.
That's impressive.
It is
that he's walking away from. Well, what he's walking away from is not only the money. In the positive way, he's walking away from being accessible, having to be accessible 365 days a year. Now, if anyone's used to it, it's these guys. It's Schefter, it's Woj, it's guys that have to be on call every second. They probably sleep with one eye open. It's all that. Yeah.
So I would not be surprised, something to look out for, a domino because of this that I think will fall next if Shams Charania finds his way over to ESPN. Shams and Woj were together at Yahoo for a very long time. I know Shams looked up to Woj. Shams walked away from Stadium a couple months ago, so he's a free agent, and I would not be surprised if Woj wants to hand the keys over to his young protege and allow him to step into this role as the NBA reporter. Shams is really good at his job as well, so just something to monitor if you're an NBA fan. Don't be surprised if Shams is the guy now at ESPN, but maybe that will be a part of the handing over the keys from Woj. Just based off of where their relationship was before.
He will be able to vouch for this guy and introduce him to everybody he needs.
He's already neck and neck with Woj, but I really believe they really had that big brother, little brother relationship that was really good for a while, that Woj would just give him the playbook and say, here you go.
They pay a lot of money for these guys because the threat of the gambling companies for the top talent now are real.
Is that your little brother? He's a good-looking kid.
He really is. So that's it. So Woj is hanging it up at 55. And he's saying goodbye to a $7 million a year salary.
I'm sure the bank account's doing all right, though.
It sounds like that's an easy way to walk away if you've made a lot of money. But, that's almost impossible when you think about it, when you're walking away. But players do it. Guys,
when you got enough money, I think those decisions become a little easier. For us, it's
good for him.
I'm never giving it up. But,
that is awesome.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Congrats to Woj, man.
We will have Schefter on at 12:33 today, as we usually do on a Wednesday. BC, Bobby Carpenter will jump on at 1:33. We'll talk Buckeyes and college football and more. And we'll do a little lap dance today with our guy down in the Queen City. We'll talk to Dave Lapham and find out exactly what's going on with Cincinnati and how much he still believes. But when we come back, we'll talk Buckeyes. Chip Kelly was at a mic. He gave a to-do list for his quarterback. How many check marks? Find out next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
We've been your Jackets flagship station since day one. All the goals, all the action, all the memories. Your home for the Columbus Blue Jackets, the Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Get your game room game day ready with Billiards Plus. Pool tables, shuffleboard tables, and games the whole family will enjoy. Now's the time to get your name on a pool table before the holiday rush. Plus, top-of-the-line grills still in stock. Shop Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin. The season may be winding down, but there's still time to make the most of Buckeye Lake. At Buckeye Lake Marina, we have year-end deals on boats, accessories, and more to get you ready for next year's adventures. Looking to upgrade? The Buckeye Lake Marina staff is there to help you find the perfect boat at unbeatable prices. Buckeye Lake Marina has a long list of satisfied customers and want you to be the next. Don't wait. Sail into savings at Buckeye Lake Marina before the year ends and find the boat that's just right for you. Visit BuckeyeLakeMarina.com for more.
Bo Bishop here. High Bank Distillery Co. is the most awarded distillery in America at the 2024 San Francisco World Spirits Competition. Stop by your local liquor store to grab a bottle or their 2 restaurant locations in Gahanna and Grandview. Dine, drink, distill at High Bank.
At Byers Auto, we've been football fans since 1897, back when tailgates had actual tails. Our legacy of supporting our local team is as strong as our commitment to providing exceptional vehicles. While we're known for our new cars, we also offer a variety of pre-owned vehicles that meet our rigorous standards. Our friendly staff is here to help you find the perfect vehicle for your lifestyle and budget. Visit us in person or shop online at buyersauto.com. Come see why it's better to buy at Byers.
James Laurinaitis here for my guys at Green & Sons, the premier Kubota dealership in Central Ohio. Green & Sons has all the Kubotas you need to tackle your land and come out a winner. They have zero-turn, skid steers, tractors from 18 to 171 horsepower, and also utility vehicles. My favorite is my RTV Sidekick. The best thing about Green & Sons is they've been family-owned and operated since 1970, and you will love dealing with the Green family and their winning team. Do what I did and check out Green & Sons located in Mount Sterling and Marysville or online at greenandsons.com for all your Kubota needs.
Hi, here are some ways to listen to the Fan. You can download the Fan app or listen at home on your smart speaker or open up the iHeartRadio app or hold your head out the window and hear Common Man scream. Happy listening from the Dopes at the Fan. Get Eco.
Hey, Aaron. Hey, Jerry. Have we spent enough time telling homeowners how much the name Eco can actually mean?
Well, I did name the company that, so yes.
I mean explaining that Eco can stand for how much better we can make your plumbing. Ecologically speaking.
Get Eco.
A tankless water heater, for example. Switching to tankless means your family has unlimited hot water. Shower after shower after shower, without having to use precious electricity to keep a big tank of water hot 24 hours a day. It's eco-logical.
Pretty good wordplay for a guy that almost failed English, don't you think?
Get eco.
I think if more people knew they could help the planet just by taking a shower, I think we might be onto something.
That's not quite as ecological as the first thing you said, but okay.
You know, I'm working on inventing a new kind of junk mail that throws itself away.
And the planet thanks you, Jerry.
Get eco.
Eco plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians.
GetEco.com.
Sherrod Brown says,
I'll work with anyone to protect Ohio.
but what Sherrod Brown does in D.C. has not protected Ohio women and children. Brown voted multiple times to allow transgender biological males to compete in girls' sports. Not only unfair, but risking injury to female athletes. Brown even introduced legislation to allow transgender biological men into girls' locker rooms. And Brown would allow puberty blockers, even sex change surgery for children. Worse, Brown introduced a law to force women's domestic violence shelters to accept transgender biological men, inflicting more trauma on abused women. So when Brown says,
I'll work with anyone to protect Ohio.
Sherrod Brown is not protecting Ohio women and children. In fact, he's endangering them. Ohio deserves better. Senate Leadership Fund paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. www.senateleadershipfund.org.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Lots of sunshine, warm with a high of 86. Clear tonight, low 63. Sunny tomorrow with a high of 87. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 TV weather impact forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
Bet365 is the exclusive online sportsbook of Rothman and Ice. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
You're listening to Rothman and Ice, the #1 rated midday show in Columbus.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus, the #1 rated windows and doors in Columbus.
All right, that's too funny, what you just told me. I'm sorry I'm outing it. I'm not going to out the person, but I think that's awesome because of me working in television for so long and then going to radio. Yeah. I could understand why this phrase would come out of somebody's mouth. But we're not a music station. We're a talk station.
So I was walking in one day.
And you don't know, you can protect the names.
I'll protect him. I'll protect him because I don't know him like that, so I'll protect him. But I'm walking in one day, and, you know, myself and another guy from 10 TV are walking in the door at the same time. Nice guy, holds the door for me. Thank you. You know,
Hodor?
Hope you have a good day. Shout out. Oh, poor Hodor, man. The way Hodor went out was sad. But Hodor did some good work for Brand and everybody else, especially the Starks. So I walk in, holds the door for me, as I said, say thanks. I say, hey, man, hope you have a good day. He says, yeah, you too. He goes, by the way, what's your name? And I say, I'm Matt, work on the radio side. He goes, oh, are you one of the DJs? And I said,
yes, I'm Jazzy Jeff.
I said, yeah, I'm next coming of DJ Khaled. Just keep dropping the hits. Another one.
Are you one of the DJs?
It was amazing.
First of all, great old school reference, the word itself, you know, but that's awesome. I can share a similar story, and I will withhold the name to protect the innocent or guilty in this way. We're in our old building. I've been there probably, I don't know, 6-7 years at least. You can either take the stairs or the elevator, but where we park, sometimes you'd walk in the basement. So we'd have to go up to the 3rd floor.
Yeah.
So I got in the elevator in the basement. The elevator stops at the 1st floor. This person gets in, who has also worked at this station
for
many years.
For a hot minute.
But I've also worked there for a decent amount. Nowhere near this person.
Yeah.
I get in the elevator and I say, good morning. And this person looks at me and goes, 2 or 3. And I go, 3.
Oh,
and then
man.
that was it. The ride up. Have a good day.
That was it.
Yes, we're both going to the same company because on 2, it was a financial company or whatever.
Yeah.
This person, 2 or 3.
We're both going to 3?
I'll go to 3. That's where I work.
We've been here about a half dozen years at minimum each.
Didn't know me, from anybody.
We're just a couple guys, AR.
You're the DJ, and I'm the invisible man,
just
apparently.
a couple Jags around here. Just some guys.
I went back and looked at, just for the 2 weeks, and he's been crazy efficient, but the senior from PA, Will Howard, is throwing it at almost 65%. If we round up a tick, and 4 touchdowns, no picks. He's got, ironically, only 5 carries. And he does have the 1 touchdown, which he got in last week's game. But if you would have looked at these numbers, and I have to throw the disclaimer out about who it's against. I get it. But this is what he's being asked to do. 65%, no picks, and a rushing touchdown through 2. It's about like, okay, he's definitely checking the box they want him. We will not be able to judge him until he has to take this team on the road and then take him to Eugene.
So you're talking the Sparty game?
Or even against the Iowa D. Like, it's going to level up.
No doubt.
And then we get to find out what these defensive coordinators feel that they want to do to make either Will Howard beat them or do something to try to rattle him.
And the good thing about his game and, the small sample size that we've seen is there's a couple different ways Will can hurt a defense. No matter what you do as an offensive coordinator, if you want to play off and lighten up the box, okay. Seems like Ohio State has the ability to bloody your nose with the run game, and Will can be involved in that as well. And I love that you threw out, he's only got 5 carries through 2 games. You don't need to throw that out that much right now. You don't need to use it that much. Through a couple games last year at Kansas State, he had 11 carries, and so they needed more from him. And I do think when the games that you mentioned, Chip Kelly, Coach Day, everybody involved, they're going to get into this window of time to where they can start throwing new things at defenses. And I think Will's going to be a big part of that. He's always going to be the straw that stirs the drink this year with everything that he's going to be asked to do as a captain of the ship. But as far as where he's at right now, super efficient. As you mentioned, he's handling his business. Everything you hear from Coach Day about him is the dude's just a vet. He gets it. We speak the same language. He said the other day, we're almost at a point where finishing each other's sentences. And we talked about this when we knew he was coming to Ohio State. These are the things we expected to hear and see from him based off of everything he's done around college football and the games that he's played. So he really looks good out of the gate. But the most important things are coming here in a few weeks, and I can't wait to see him when he gets tested a little bit.
They called this Improvement Week. Here's Chip Kelly on what Will worked on.
Will, there were some real technical things from a fundamental standpoint that as we continue to drill and play action pass and demeanor and what his fundamental footwork is going to be on those plays, some of it was just recognizing pre-snap indicators of, where is the free safety and is he discerning, can you discern from where his alignment is, what the coverage is going to be pre-snap before we get to post-snap situations. So Will continues to grow every day. That's one thing I love about him. He's a lifelong learner. He comes in here every day really hungry about how do I get a little bit better every day. And I think last week was he did improve from Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday in training sessions.
He came here having attempted over 350 passes last season alone. That is over 300 more than Devin Brown and Lincoln Kienholz combined have in their careers. That's what they tapped into. And, of course, Nolan was, just starting. So now when they compared the numbers between Will Howard and Kyle McCord, they were pretty close. Now, McCord had a lot more to work with here, and he had Marvin. Like, he had, that's a real tough thing to compare numbers between Will at Kansas State and Kyle here. But the big difference is that we believe, and it hasn't happened yet to your point, that Will Howard will be asked to use his legs instinctually and maybe even designed as they go further into this schedule when these games are tighter.
That's absolutely coming. And I think when you talk about Will's motivation, and I don't know him personally, and, if I were him, what would motivate me is obviously I want to take care of business here and make sure that Ohio State can get to a point to where we're playing for a national championship. But also along the way, you mentioned a name that would motivate me, and it is Kyle McCord. because that noise is out there based off of what Kyle has done. And credit to Kyle. Kyle's over there at Syracuse right now. He's throwing up good numbers. But that's something you can use to light a fuse under you just to make sure that, hey, that guy is gone. Maybe there's some Buckeye fans that look at him and say it would still be nice to have that. I don't know. But that's how I think. That's how I am wired with certain things that motivate me. And it can be the smallest thing that somebody says to me or did to me that can keep me locked in. And for Kyle McCord to be doing his thing out there on the East Coast right now, if I'm Will Howard, I'm like, okay, I got something to show you guys too, that I can, in the Scarlet and Gray, I can play at a high level as well.
No doubt. I mean, this guy, and like I said, you cannot throw a parade for him, because he has to now be the guy and the impact and the difference maker. But we're right now judging him on what we've seen. And make no mistake, I know the schedule was weak, but the pressure that he had to deliver right away and look the part, I think, is important. We'll come back and we'll check in with our guy, Adam Schefter. A lot to discuss with the #1 NFL insider, Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
The sound of Paul Keels calling a Buckeye game is erotic. Oh, yes. Your home of the Buckeyes, the Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Welcome to the greatest show on turf at Great Lakes Kia.
I'm pretty sure that's just tile.
And you can feel the excitement in the air. Brand new Kias under $5 a day.
I'm Bart Zimmerman, General Manager at Great Lakes Kia.
Bart's coming up big. Lease new 24 Kia Forte LXS, EV Wind, and Sorrento LX.
Under $5 a day. $5.
Oh, and the fan favorite, new 24 Kia Telluride LX, under $8 a day at Great Lakes Kia.
Even new 24 Kia Carnival LXS, under $9 a day.
There's a flag on the play. It looks like credit interference.
No problem. Get approved with 1.9% financing.
Take the winning drive to Great Lakes Kia.
Great cars, great people, Great Lakes Kia.
In Columbus,
GreatLakesKia.com.
Visit GreatLakesKia.com for details.
Hey there, football fans. It's Austin Ward. People are noticing the difference with me on the sidelines this year. A little quicker on my feet and 55 pounds lighter thanks to Awaken 180. Getting some comments, even starting a press conference, getting asked how many pounds I've lost. Let's not forget that famous question, you actually kept off the weight? Yes, sir, I have, and it's been almost a year since I dropped my 55 pounds, which took just over 2 months. If I had gone the medication route, it would have taken 4 times that, and I would still be on the meds. I ate to lose weight with Awaken 180's at-home program, and to this day, I still thank Chops for introducing me to the solution for weight loss. Guys, girls, the program is simple. It's fast and can literally work for anyone. Have questions? Ask me, ask Chops, ask Scotty Vegas, or any of the other 23,000 Awaken 180 clients who took control of their weight. Already game? If so, speak to Awaken 180 directly by calling 844-346-1800. That's 844-346-1800 or online at awaken180weightloss.com.
If you're obsessed with fantasy sports and gambling things, we have the slightly above average radio show for you. On the Money with Dave Biddle and Scotty Vegas.
Presented by the Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus.
Wednesday night at 8 on The Fan.
Hi, this is Bob Capace from Worthington Jewelers. As a local family-owned business, we understand the importance of celebrating the ones we love. Stop in to find the perfect gift or check us out online at worthingtonjewelers.com.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Is your business generating over $1 million a year in revenue? If your financial advisory team isn't keeping pace, maybe it's time for a change. Here's Brad Hennebert with Premier Advisors.
Thanks, Bobby. Our team integrates financial planning and asset management with business accounting and tax preparation. Business owners have planning needs that are unique. We work with you to design a seamless financial services bundle tailored to your business with monthly or quarterly advisory consultations to help guide you along the way. We don't just keep score of what happened last year. Our team combines expert financial planning and wealth management with top-tier tax services, helping businesses like yours build wealth for you. Call us today at 614-524-4888. That's 614-524-4888.
Brad Hennebert is a registered representative offering securities through United Planners Financial Services. Member FINRA SIPC. Advisory services offered through TCP Asset Management LLC. Tax services offered through Premier Tax CPAs. United Planners is not affiliated with TCP Asset Management, Premier Advisors, or Premier Tax CPAs.
Watch the PGA Tour's Next Generation at the Nationwide Children's Hospital Championship at the Ohio State University Golf Club, September 19th through 22nd. Pub 13 drink specials, food trucks, and more. Get your free tickets at ncc-golf.com.
Mom, meet
Sarah.
From first-time Nana moments.
And welcome to Flight 101.
To annual girls trip moments. Your can't-miss moments are worth protecting against RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV. And there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com.
So where should we go next?
Sponsored by Pfizer.
Are you ready to unleash the beast? Monster Energy is here to give you the edge this college tailgate season. Loaded with bold flavors, our powerful blend gives you the energy you need to push you beyond your limits. Tune in all season long with Monster, the energy drink of ESPN Radio College Football Tour. Power your performance with a drink that's as hungry for victory as you are. Crack open an ice-cold Monster and dominate your competition. Monster Energy. Unleash the beast. Grab yours today.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
NFL Playbook with ESPN's Adam Schefter.
Sponsored by Bet365. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
All right, it's that time of the week. We get to talk to the senior NFL insider for ESPN, the number one man in the industry, our guy Adam Schefter. Shefty, good to have you. How you feeling?
Hello there, guys. How you doing?
Okay, this is a delicate topic, I think, the Tua Tagovailoa stuff. So I want to get your opinion on this. And listen, everybody saw the play, and we know his history. We're not his doctor, but it was very, very scary. But with that being said, guys that have concussions don't necessarily go on IR, especially starting quarterbacks. That's usually a week-to-week thing. And if he missed a game or two, I think we wouldn't be surprised. But the fact that they put him on IR with a concussion, I feel like that is towing the line of, wow, they are very concerned. What have you heard, and where do you think this is going?
Well, I think that's a reflection of how they feel. I think they are very concerned. I think they should be very concerned. And I think it just buys everybody the time that they need to not rush into anything. I think they were fully aware. Like, I think Tua wanted to play this Sunday against Seattle. Okay? I think he did. And I think everybody recognized that what's in the best interest of everybody is taking a step back to make sure that nobody rushes into anything when it comes to a decision this significant and this serious. And so by putting him on IR, yes, it is unusual for a starting quarterback to go on IR, but it forces everybody not to rush into anything. And that is, in my mind, the most important element of putting him on injury reserve.
Do you think that this time that they're trying to just get more information, more testing, or is this more of just comfort level on his part, on everyone's part?
Yeah, I think it's all those things. I think he spent Monday and Tuesday meeting with neurologists. I think they're gathering more information. I think in a certain way also, they'd like to give everybody the time they need to make a sound, thorough, reasonable, logical decision and not rush into anything. And I think by putting him on IR, it basically removes any urgency to make a decision quickly, right? Because it is so serious, because it is going to take a while. And so by putting him on IR, no Tua, you can't play this Sunday. No Tua, let's take some time and give this the time that it deserves before we make a decision. I think that's what it is.
Okay, understood. Shefty, before we get to some other things, I did want to go down to Cincinnati and get your understanding, for the folks that see Jamar Chase's name attached to an insurance policy, a $50 million insurance policy. They don't understand what those things are. Can you kind of break that down for us, what that is and what that means for the player?
Yeah, players take out policies, in the case where they're not going to make in the season the money that they might ordinarily have ahead of them, so that if there's a significant injury, and there's different terms and different policies, but if he were to suffer an injury that nobody would want to see, he would be in a position, depending on the policy, to collect X amount of dollars, so that if something were to happen to him, that it would be a case where he can go out and play. You know, like he doesn't worry. Okay, well, if I can't play next year, I've got a policy now that would allow me to collect a lot of money. Now, again, this isn't a policy that, you know, you pull your hamstring, you're out 6 weeks, you're collecting on that policy. That's not how this works. It's a lot more complicated and complex than that. But it's a situation that it guards him against a significant injury that would jeopardize his career earnings. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah, almost like a career setback injury. Different, though, than if he were to have a bad injury and that, like, let's say if he tore an ACL and had surgery, and, you know, that wouldn't pay off unless he could never come back.
I don't, again, every policy is different, but I don't believe that would pay off. But if it was an ACL where he never could play again, yes, it would.
Right. All right, give me your take on the Bryce Young benching. Did Tepper order this?
No, I don't. You know, and I think people are so conditioned to him being involved in everything there that they just assume that it's him. But I really don't believe in this case that it was him. Again, it's been described to me as the first big boy decision of Dave Canales' career, coaching career, head coaching career, and so. You know, I believe it originated from him and the GM and the executive vice president, Brent Hillis. Like, I believe they made the decision. My understanding is Dave Tepper was like, listen, you do what's best for the organization. But he's been so involved in everything that people just assume this, right? So they don't want to believe that he didn't have a hand in this. And maybe he did, and maybe I'm being lied to. But I'm going to give the people the benefit of the doubt that have told me, no, it was not a Dave Tepper decision. And it was truly made independent of him.
Well, here's why we believe it from the outside looking in, is that Canales was very quick to say he's our starter, and then 19 hours later, he's got him on the bench. That's why we believe it.
Yeah, well, but you know what? Coaches say whatever they want after a game, right? How many times have we heard a coach say, yeah, well, no, we're not doing that, or this guy's fine, or this or that, and then it turns out to be different? I mean, that happens. You know, So that happens, and coaches say what they want, and sometimes it turns out to be a different situation. And in this particular case, I believe that's what happened here. That's what I believe.
Okay, Schefter, as you know, we're heavily involved in fantasy, and I know you're in that world as well. The Kansas City Chiefs backfield now is a mystery to a lot of people now, especially with the addition of Kareem Hunt. What's your understanding of what that could look like as far as a pecking order goes for the running backs for Kansas City?
See, Matty, I'd rather you ask that question in just the most honest and transparent way. I'm in my fantasy football league, and I really don't know what to do with the Chiefs backfield. Can you get out here and give me the direction that they might go?
Yeah, fair enough. There you go. Call me out. I like that. What do you got on that, though?
Well, I think what's going to happen is, I think it's going to start out where Samaje Perine is going to be featured. I think there's going to be more work for Carson Steele. Does Carson Steele get hot and all of a sudden they ride him? Possible. I do expect at some point Kareem Hunt is going to be promoted to the active roster and could figure in at some point in time. That definitely could happen. It's kind of a quagmire right now. So if you're asking for advice and you're desperate at running back, I think the back that I probably would pick up right now, it's a tough one. It's a tough one. I mean, you could go with Perine, you go with Hunt, and still honestly, it's kind of a dark throw. I don't know how it's going to develop. I think there's going to be a role for all three. I don't think it's a backfield that you probably want to be involved in and have a part of. That would be my guess and my assessment.
Okay. Zooming out from the NFL, we had some breaking news, before our show today, and this is a guy I'm sure you know very well at this point, a titan of the NBA industry, and Adrian Wojnarowski looks like he's stepping aside from this specific role to do something else. Your thoughts on Woj, and you guys kind of living in a similar world of reporting and all of those things, but just the job that he did as an NBA reporter, your thoughts on that?
Well, first of all, the job he did as an NBA reporter is legendary. Probably the greatest NBA reporter that we've seen in history. Stands alone, crushed it in free agency this year, goes out on top. There will never be anybody like him. He is incomparable. He was my dear friend is my dear friend. There's nobody who understands the life that we live more than each other. To the point where I think we understand each other professionally more than our spouses. And I can't tell you the number of times he would text me and be like, oh boy, got a big one coming. And he would tell me, oh, we got Kawhi Leonard, we got Paul George, we got, whatever it is. Like, I mean, over and over. And, we talk about ways to approach stories. I love the man. He's got a huge heart. He's a great guy. I've learned so much from him. I will miss him. I'm really sad. Personally. But I'm also happy for him because I know this is what he chose to do, and this is what he wanted to do. He wanted to go back to his alma mater, St. Bonaventure. He wanted to help their basketball program. He wanted to be involved in that. He had enough of this rat race, of the news cycle that takes over your life. He didn't want to do that anymore. And listen, I fully support the guy. I love him. I'm going to miss him terribly. I'm now a St. Bonaventure basketball fan. Man, it's just, it's a hard job. These jobs, listen, there's a lot of hard jobs, right? But these jobs, they're just, you're on call 24/7. You're taking your phone with you to the bathroom. You're putting your phone up against the shower door when you're waiting for something. You're woken up in the middle of the night. It's not for the faint of heart. And yes, it's a wonderful life. And yes, we're blessed to be a part of great sports and do something that we always dreamed about. And I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Well, the great irony is he got to break the biggest story of his life. So that's cool.
Well, that's how it should have been. Yeah. And he had it choreographed perfectly. He had it choreographed perfectly. So.
All right, my man. What a success story he is and was in his industry. So thank you very much for that, and enjoy the rest of the week, and we'll talk to you again next week.
Thank you, guys. Have a great week.
You got it. Adam Schefter, Senior NFL Insider, here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. All right, we will come back. Deion back on offense with the media. You'll hear it next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
No hot takes, no dancing, plenty of stupid. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Colin Mann and T-Bone here for our friends at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Bone, do you know that there's games going on this weekend?
Oh, I know. And your game day headquarters is the Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Massive TV walls, 12,000 square feet, and all the gaming action you could want.
Wager at one of 4 betting windows and 30-plus betting kiosks. Beat the crowd and reserve a table for all game days this fall at HollywoodColumbus.com.
Wow, private table. Must be nice. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Are you worried your air conditioner might give up on you during the hot summer? Join Custom Air's maintenance plan for peace of mind. Our semi-annual HVAC wellness check ensures your system runs smoothly, saving you from unexpected hassles and costs. Don't wait for breakdowns. Be proactive. Go to customairco.com or call us at 614-552-HVAC to schedule your AC maintenance service. Custom solutions, custom comfort, Custom Air.
Bob Yoakum, president of Rockford Homes, talks about what makes First Bank of Central Ohio different.
I would say it starts by caring. It starts by doing what you say you're going to do and following through on it. When you're talking about local, you're talking about relationships and people that matter to you. I don't care if that's personally or professionally.
Experience what it's like to be first at First Bank of Central Ohio. Visit fbcentralohio.com for more details. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Martin Lawrence, the Y'all Know What It Is tour.
You know you gaining weight when you walk and you feel like somebody following you.
Saturday, September 21st at Nationwide Arena. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com.
Get your game room game day ready with Billiards Plus. Pool tables, shuffleboard tables, and games the whole family will enjoy. Now's the time to get your name on a pool table before the holiday rush. Plus, top-of-the-line grills still in stock. Shop Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Morning Juice.
You can't go in there and tell people you're the leader. Men don't follow titles, Beam. They follow courage. And so you have to be able to prove that you are the one for them. The room needs to see it.
Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Affinity Whole Health.
Weekday mornings at 6. The Fan.
Attention Ohio pizza restaurant owners. Tired of glitchy point-of-sale systems slowing you down? Meet Hunger Rush, Ohio's favorite pizza POS. With reliable hardware, an easy-to-use system, and 24/7 customer support, Hunger Rush speeds up your operations and boosts repeat orders by up to 10%. This is the restaurant point-of-sale built for pizza. Easily manage your drivers, easily take orders online, easily train your staff in minutes, and easily make modifications. Need to talk to a real person? That's easy too. Top Ohio pizzerias are winning with Hunger Rush. Solutions to help you streamline service, optimize workflows, and maximize profits. Join the thousands of successful restaurants transforming their operations with Hunger Rush for $0 down and $0 a month. Tools for menu management, marketing, customer engagement, and increased upsells, all in one simple platform. That's Hunger Rush, Ohio's favorite pizza POS. Schedule your free no-obligation demo at ohiopos.com. ohiopos.com. ohiopos.com.
At the Home Depot, we know you can't control everything, like when your guests arrive too early for Saturday college football. But you can control your grill. With the Traeger Timberline XL, you can watch the game, not the grill. Monitor your football feast from anywhere using the Traeger app. With the Timberline XL, you can bake, smoke, sear, fry, and saute. That's Desmond Howard level versatility.
Huddle up, the food's done.
Defend your game time with Traeger and the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Something amazing is happening in networking. Organizations are scaling with less stress. That's because CDW is designing and implementing intelligent HPE Aruba networking solutions that simplify and secure operations. With automation at the center of your data center, growing pains can be a thing of the past. HPE Aruba Networking and CDW. Make amazing happen. Learn more at cdw.com/Aruba.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Carpenter Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electric, and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep your home comfortable. The Fan.
Maddie's favorite show is Big Brother. Don't read into it. He's only watching strangers through hidden cameras. You're listening to Rothman and Creepy Stalker Guy.
All right. This is, listen, Deion won a football game, right,
Real
Matt?
quick,
Yeah.
I don't even watch the live streams on Big Brother. I don't ever do that. I watch the episodes. I'm not one of those guys. You know, I think we need to flip that. This says that I'm the creepy guy, but you said earlier that, you stalked out celebrities and where they lived. Maybe they got that wrong on the little bump back. Right
No,
there.
they didn't get it wrong.
I'm the creepy guy.
You got the Big Brother. You got the hidden cameras. You got the strangers.
No,
I know these people. No,
I don't do that. I got to catch up on Big Brother, by the way. I'm behind 2 episodes. CB's giving me
fire up those hidden cameras.
CB's giving me the look.
And Survivor starts tonight, too.
You know what? I've never tapped into Survivor, ever. And it's a CBS staple. Amazing Race, Survivor, and Big Brother are like the big 3 for CBS. And I could never really get into it.
So our family's so into it, and I say my family, but it's now my fiance's family that I'm joining. They have a Survivor pool. Like, you get drafted a player, and then you win money if they win it all.
There we go. I love that. And I love the fact that you got an extended family now, CB. I love that.
I've never watched it either.
Survivor, yeah.
I mean, I did in probably the very beginning when it first came out. I think it was interesting, and then I don't remember ever getting.
I don't think I've ever really heard you
reality
talk about reality TV for you.
Yeah.
Just not it. You rather just blow off an old VHS
Fantasy.
tape and just watch a movie from the 1980s on loop.
Absolutely,
I respect the hustle.
No
man.
question.
Hey, whatever works for you, big dog.
Deion has inserted himself back in the spotlight after his team won a game over a rival that was talking. So I get why now he's coming out strong and he has a chance to now back his dudes. He's getting a lot of criticism for it. We'll let you hear it first about Deion lighting up the media for maybe something they have done, will do, haven't done, who knows.
When I say I genuinely love these kids, I genuinely really do. It's not about what they can do for me on the football field. It's about what I can help them with in life. Landscape has changed in football. Once upon a time, you guys never attacked college players. Now they're making more money than y'all. And some of y'all are envious and jealous about that. So you're on the attack. it was hands off for college player because he's an amateur. Remember that, guys? Now it's hands on. Go at him any kind of way you want. They're making more money than me, and I'm mad about it. When you attack them, these guys are sensitive. They've never been attacked. They hadn't gone through what a grown man, what I've been going through with y'all for years. They haven't done that. So it is what it is. I know you're going to do your job and what you must do, but your job does not say attack. The personal stuff, leave it to be personal, because if we start flipping the script on y'all, you wouldn't like it. I can easy. Thank you, Lord, for stopping me there. Woo, that was almost a good one. That would have went viral.
Is that the new I'm a man, I'm 40? I think that's I'm a man, I'm 40 2.0. Don't attack my players, attack me.
Where's the attack?
I don't know. We don't cover Colorado. It could be something he's seen from the beat writers out there. I listen, we know how this worked with Deion. They bring this on themselves. The noise is always going to be loud around them. But when it comes to personal attacks, I'm sure he's seen some things and maybe heard some things from some people that were sitting in that room that he didn't like. And that's why towards the end, he was essentially saying some of the things I could probably say about you guys sitting in this room wouldn't have your name in a very positive light either, but he held himself back. Here's the thing. We don't know, and we will never know how these people are wired when it comes to jealousy and maybe resentment with some of the players now that are getting a bunch of money. I don't know. There's no way to prove that at all.
I mean, I can't sit here and I don't agree with the attack me, because he's the last guy to shake off criticism of himself or his program. So when he says, hey, bring it to me, he doesn't really mean that. Or he does, because then he'll be able to bark back because it's about him. So I don't think he's one of those guys that takes criticism very well either.
You don't like that, though, that a coach is stepping up for his guys? I think that's the bigger message.
If I know that it comes from a genuine cause and effect, yes. If he's doing it just to do it, kind of almost ginning it up for himself a little bit because he wants to be able to back his players, so he's either making it up or he's lighting up something that really didn't have the penetration that it should. I'm all for him back standing up for his players if he really feels like there's an example of it. Gundy, you mentioned Gundy. Gundy had an example, whatever the example was. I don't even think Gundy's example was really that perfect, because when I think about that story back then, I don't think there was anything that inflammatory that reporter had written.
He brought the newspaper to
He did. So that's what I'm saying. At least, but he owned it. He owned it. That hit him that way.
Yeah.
Deion didn't bring anything to the table that was specific to the attack. But I will say this. He's probably not 100% wrong. I'm sure there are people out there, and I'm sure that the way we discuss it sometimes, but mostly, and you guys have to admit this, 80-90% of talk about college football is really about this guy's great and look at this program and how they're doing. There's not a whole lot of let's go after this one kid. And if they do, it's usually a coach. It's not a kid.
Well,
I rarely see it.
And especially more times than not, when you talk about local media and, their direct line of communication and access to the programs that they cover on the daily, like those people really don't get after the programs too much. We don't see that too much around Columbus, right? It usually comes from, to your point, the national talking heads. I mean, some of the biggest quotes that we heard that were spicy this all season came from Paul Feinbaum. And Paul Feinbaum's calling out Coach Day and calling out Lincoln Riley and calling out Deion Sanders. It comes from those type of talking heads. And so I think when you want to have a good rapport with the coach and the players, when you're on the job every day, I think it's a very delicate situation because you don't want to burn certain bridges. So I don't know exactly what Deion is talking about. I don't think he's just pulling that out of his you-know-what, but I do believe in what he's saying as far as his love for his players. And I always think it's respectable when a head coach or a boss steps up and steps out on the front line, if you will, right, in this type of situation and says, you know what, don't come at these guys, come at me. If you want to talk about them, talk about them in the football realm of things. As long as it's not personal, everything's fine. But once it does get personal, I like when a coach steps up for his guys.
I do too, but what they've done is they've made these stories personal because of what's happening, where it's, a lot of the talk, a lot of the arrogance.
Why should that be personal then? Why should a media member take what they're doing personal then?
No, I'm not saying they're taking it personal. I'm saying if you're going to act cocky and arrogant, then you get what you get.
What does that mean, though? You get what you get is from the media. Like, do you think that gives the
when
media...
Shore doesn't shake hands, there are people that might write about that was not a very professional thing to do or whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's it. You're going to get that from certain people. I'm not saying it's fair. I'm just saying when you decide to not take the high road, then of course you're going to open yourself up for it. I'm not saying it's 100% fair. I'm just saying it's not shocking. That's why they are the most celebrated program. He's a Hall of Fame coach. He's got a lot of flash. He loves to talk, which is great for us, and he's entertaining, but he does bring on the arrogant part, and he has to own that. And I think it does filter down to his team because of who they are and who they're being coached by. I just think you almost got to own the fact if you're going to play a little bit of the villain side, then you're going to get the heat occasionally. I don't think it's that surprising. I would love to hear the examples because you're right. I'm not into attacking anybody personally. Yeah. But I just think that, all right, they won a game. He walks off the field, doesn't shake hands. You and I discussed it. He had every right not to, based on the quarterback on the other side is the one that was attacking him personally. So he's like, no, I want to deal with that now. So, yeah, sometimes it's the whole glass houses thing. And I just figure, okay, here you go. You got to live in it sometimes. And this is where they are. We'll come back. SportsCenter update, top of the hour. And we do have a former quarterback who's called this organization horrible. You'll hear it next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Wake up with the Fan. Eat lunch with the Fan. Go to bed with the Fan. Dream about the Fan. Then change your sheets. Gross.
Ew, you guys are gross, but stick around in case I don't find anyone else.
The Fan.
At Baths R Us, we're terrible roofers. We stink at installing siding. And don't ever call us for your kitchen remodel. But if you want a stunning, beautiful bathroom makeover in just 2 or 3 days, now that's when you want to call us. See, unlike most contractors these days, we offer only one service. Bathroom remodeling. We don't spread ourselves thin by doing roofing or siding and a bunch of other stuff. Nope. At Baths R Us, we dedicate every company resource into mastering the craft of bath transformations. It's why we're the Midwest's biggest 5-star family-owned bathroom company. And it's why we have the happiest customers. Just check out our Google reviews. Baths R Us. We're terrible roofers, but we're awesome bathroom remodelers. Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel. Plus, low to no monthly payments. Call 380-225-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsrus.com. Baths R Us, where dreams soak in.
Everyone has that one goal, that thing they want to prove, not to other people, but to themselves. Then, right when you think you could actually do it, cancer. And that goal is still within reach. I would know. I'm about to run my first ever marathon with my 2 best friends. 3 years after having cancer.
At least we look good in these shorts.
Woo! Let's get it, guys. You, keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keepmakingplans to learn more.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Guys, listen up. How many of you out there have been diagnosed with sleep apnea? Maybe your partner can't tolerate your snoring every single night. You can't stand your CPAP machine. I get it. But there are alternatives to the CPAP machine, and Dr. Mark Levy is here to change your sleep and your life. Trust me, your spouse will thank you later. Dr. Mark Levy can customize an oral appliance that opens your airways, helps you breathe better, and stops your snoring. What a concept. It's quick, comfortable, and an alternative to those bulky, loud CPAP machines you always hear about. For over 15 years, Dr. Mark Levy has led the way when it comes to treating snoring and sleep apnea, and he has a track record to prove it. If you're snoring and not sleeping, you need to call Dr. Mark Levy's office today. And as the end of the year approaches, a lot of people have exceeded their medical deductibles, which means less out of pocket for you. Don't delay. Schedule your appointment today with Dr. Mark Levy at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP. That's 1-800-MORE-SLEEP. Or you can visit him online at sleepbettercolumbus.com. 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or sleepbettercolumbus.com.
Progressive presents Renter's MVP's Most Valuable Possessions. Today's MVP, Tom Kelly's carbon fiber mountain bike. Because more than riding his carbon fiber mountain bike, Tom loves telling people about his carbon fiber mountain bike. Friends, family, even a local barista knows about his carbon fiber mountain bike. And that's why Tom's carbon fiber mountain bike, if you haven't heard about it, is today's MVP. Keep your most valuable possessions protected by bundling your renters and auto insurance with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
With NFL Sunday Ticket and YouTube TV, you can watch every game, every Sunday, all in one place. Which means you can watch the Dolphins, and the Broncos, and the Lions, and the Cowboys, and the Jets. Or whoever you're rooting for, all in your living room. But not literally, of course. That would be dangerous. Watch every game, every Sunday with NFL Sunday Ticket and YouTube TV. Sign up at youtube.com/NFLST. Local and national games on YouTube TV. NFL Sunday Ticket for out-of-market games excludes digital-only games.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
And I'm Cole Bartemus. The Woj bomb is no longer, as ESPN senior NBA insider Adrian Wojnarowski will be leaving his role with the network after taking a new position as general manager of the St. Bonaventure basketball team. His role will focus on NIL and recruiting. Both baseball teams are at home tonight. Tanner Bybee will throw for the Guardians as they face off against their divisional foe, the Minnesota Twins. And the Guardians currently have a 5-game lead over Kansas City as they look to close out the divisional race. And the Twins currently hold the last playoff spot in the AL by just a game and a half. And the Reds are looking to finish strong as they take on the Braves tonight, having won 3 of their last 4. Jacob Junis on the mound for Cincinnati. First pitch for both of those games will be at 6:40. And the WNBA will be adding a 15th franchise in Portland starting in 2026. They already have 2 other franchises ready and waiting in San Francisco and Toronto. This update is brought to you by Valley Florida Columbus. From F-150 to F-750, Valley Florida Columbus is Ohio's commercial truck headquarters.
Now you can watch Rothman and Ice.
Go to YouTube and search 97.1 The Fan.
Rothman is wearing the pancake makeup, so you might as well watch. Back to Rothman and Ice.
All right, top of the hour here. We'll have Bobby Carpenter on, 1:33. Talk Buckeyes and a lot more. We have a waiver wire galore from the Fantasy League today.
What happened?
Let's find out if Matty beat his record from last week. We have the first pickup. Well, you know what? It looks like, was anybody claimed at all? Or was it all free agent pickups? I don't think anybody put in a claim this week.
None of the Kansas City guys got
it was definitely claim-based because I got someone based off of a claim.
Who'd you claim?
Kareem Hunt.
At 7:19?
No, I just think waivers ran late for some reason.
Okay, so all the 719ers were the claims when they got processed. Matty made a free agent pickup, it looks like. You didn't claim anybody, did you?
No, I did not claim anyone.
Looks like Matty got up at 3:04 a.m.
That's right, baby.
To claim Jennings.
Jawan Jennings.
And dump Dortch.
Debo Samuel's out for some time. No CMC. Those targets got to go somewhere. I'm going with a guy that's been in the offense for a couple years. They hit him with a contract this offseason. We shall see. We shall see. But I wasn't done.
304?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
But did that beat your record from last week? I can't remember.
I think it was right around 304, 305 last week.
Let me take a look. We'll go back. We have a timestamp on that. We can go back. And we can find out when Matty picked up his other guys. 305.
Yeah, right around
you
there.
You picked up right Justice Hill. So you did beat your record.
Early bird gets the worm.
Man.
Isn't that what they say?
This kid is doing work.
I'm always up around that time anyway. So if you ever need me, I'm probably up.
Then 9 or 7 or 8 minutes later, you went and picked up Deonta Foreman.
Got a lot of work last week.
At 3:11 a.m.
Got a lot of work last week. I was surprised nobody claimed him, especially in our league around here with all the Browns fans.
So, all right. CB, and you decided to spin the wheel of the Chiefs, and you grabbed Hunt.
Yeah, personally, I kind of followed what Schefter said, but, I mean, I didn't follow it. I did it before he mentioned it to us. It was take the shot.
Shefty.
Well, no, it was take the shot on the backfield. Who you think's going to get the opportunities? And me personally, around the goal line. I mean, I watched it last year with Kareem Hunt. When they got in close, it was him. So if I think how Andy Reid thinks, he's going to go with someone maybe he trusts down around the goal line.
I think it's going to be interesting because I think it's going to be Steele.
I do too.
Think he'll be the battering ram for them. And
because
to me,
he's 230.
Kareem Hunt just looks washed to me. Like he just looked washed. So I look, it's all going to be a guessing game with all three of them: P. Ryan, Steele, and Kareem Hunt. That's why I wasn't messing around with any of them in our league Because if I play one in my lineup, I know my luck, and he's going to be the one that gets 2 touches in the game.
I agree.
Are you playing him this week, CB? Kareem Hunt?
No, I've got J.K. Dobbins I'm putting in.
I got you.
Well, yes, absolutely. You have a viable alternative. The Carolina Panthers' problems, I think, go far beyond Bryce Young. But I would not have benched him unless, and I said this last week, I would not have benched him unless there was something fundamentally wrong with him. Whether there's something from a physical standpoint or a mental standpoint, something that he absolutely isn't seen. Now, you could go for the results and say, hey, from a results standpoint, he should ride the bench. And okay, that's a football argument to make, and it may be the right one. But they went to a veteran. They went to Andy Dalton, and Ryan Leaf, of all people, has weighed in on the horrible decision. Those are his words, and you'll hear them.
They screwed this thing up from the get-go, though. I mean, this organization is horrible. And they hire a offensive-minded head coach with a offensive-minded former player as the quarterback coach a year ago, and then they fire him mid-season, right? And the owner goes on a rampage, and they go out and hire a quarterback guru and Dave Canales, and then you have a situation after a poor performance once again on Sunday, the head coach having his back and saying, he's our quarterback, and then everything changes on Monday. Well, what happened is I'm sure he tested the waters of the locker room from the other coaches on the staff, maybe even heard down from some ownership and said, hey, we got to change the culture. We got to get some winning going on here. And, I think the best thing for us would be to do that with a veteran quarterback who's seen it all, been through it all, and can handle all that stuff. So this organization has done nothing to try to help and develop a player that has so much expectation on him. And so, I lay this at the feet of the organization completely. Bryce Young didn't choose to get drafted first overall. He had no say in it at all. He wanted to just play football. He was very, very good in college, and he wanted to play football for a living. And so that's where he's at right now. And unfortunately, I don't know what this means. The team's horrible. They're not very competitive. They're not very talented. And, I think this is a perfect fit for a quarterback who has been through a lot in Andy Dalton, who can kind of right the ship and maybe give him a chance at winning a football game here this season.
That, by the way, he defeated his own argument at the end that the veteran could actually give them a chance to win. I'm just sitting in a seat saying that I don't think they should care about that right now. I think they should care about helping Bryce. Now, if they can't help Bryce, if they don't have the team around him, because there were a lot of avenues he went in that argument where I could say, yep, I'm on that side. The other side, I'm not. Because if they don't have the team to support Bryce, then yeah, you're only going to throw him out there and defeat his confidence and make him look horrible, and he's not going to be very good, and your expectations are out of whack because the team sucks. Like, I can see that, but this now shatters any kind of trust or confidence between coach and player. It does. And now maybe they'll have to go back to him. Who knows? Matty, I get to the point where I just don't know. And if you asked me my ultimate question, if is Bryce Young going to come back and haunt me one day? Is he going to go to another team? Is he going to go to another organization? I would probably err on the side, and it's not a landslide, but I err on the side of no. Mm-hmm. It wouldn't be, hey, put your whole life on this, because he is young. He's probably talented. If he was around the right team, which we've seen before, like if he had everything, maybe he would succeed. I don't know. But that's why I'm very careful in benching guys too early. And it sounds like from all the sources that he's very upset about it. And maybe that's the narrative that's out there. I don't know. But if you can't support him and you're only going to send him out there to be worse, then I understand why you would go to the veteran. It is a business. At the end of the day, it's a business. Mm-hmm. But I don't know if the Panthers' business should be about, hey, we have to win. But I understand there are a lot of other guys on the team that are like, hey, put in the veteran. Let's see if we can spark something. You don't want to lose the locker room. Right.
Yeah, Dave Canales, your first time being a head coach in the NFL, you don't want to lose the locker room and have guys looking at you sideways and having guys really hating coming into work every day because they don't believe in the guy that's at the most important position. So it is very fascinating considering the fact that this dude was drafted a year ago, number 1 overall, and he's done. Where I disagree with Ryan Leaf in his statement there about the Carolina situation is when he says they've done nothing to support him. They changed that this offseason.
They did.
Now, we shall see if it works, but they've invested a lot of resources into making Bryce Young better this year, whether it was bringing in new offensive linemen, bringing in Deontay Johnson at the wide receiver position. You brought in a couple playmakers from the University of Texas and Jonathan Brooks and Jatavian Sanders to invest in your offense to help support Bryce Young. So that's where Ryan Leaf lost me, is when he said that they did nothing to really help this kid out, because they did, I think, try to put their best foot forward with supporting a guy and say, you know what, we got to level up our talent around this guy and see what it looks like. And
which he did, by the way, had at Bama.
He did.
He had a ton of talent at Bama, and he was really good.
Right. And so now the whole Canales situation and David Tepper, their owner, and who really made the call. I know Schefter said that Tepper did not make this call. That could easily be Tepper reaching out to Schefter and saying, this is my side of the story and wanting to get that out there. We'll never know. But Dave Canales did come out and say that he looked at the film after, and you rightfully called him out on it, when he said after the game that Bryce is our guy, right? He said that Bryce is going to be our guy moving forward. He came to the podium on Monday. The dude said he went to the film, and maybe that was it. Maybe he just had enough to say, I just can't win with this guy. Like, our offense literally cannot function with him at the helm. I don't know. My gut is telling me that the owner said, this is what you're going to do. And this is what we're going to switch up right now on the fly, and we're going to go to somebody else. I will always believe that Tepper made this call, and it wasn't Canales.
I'm going to believe that, too. And that's why when we had Schefter on, that's why I kind of pushed back at it. And then he admitted, I could be being lied to.
Yeah.
I could be. It's happened before.
And when he said that, I think that was our tell to me that he talked directly to Dave Tepper about this. And Tepper told, and I could be wrong, but when he said, I'm being lied to, that has to come from somewhere. And Schefter, like,
I could be.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Right, yeah.
So when he says, I could be being lied to, that means the intel that he got from somebody could be false. And my guess is that somebody is the owner of the Carolina Panthers.
My guess is they didn't get it right from Tepper. Because if he got it right from Tepper, I think he would have been a little more reserved on saying, maybe I got lied to. Because then the guy who knows who gave it to him will know that that's out there. So I'm going to say that he got it from somebody very close to Tepper. Somebody that he wasn't afraid of being able to say publicly, well, maybe I was lied to. So, and here we are. He could be a bust. He could be. He was an outlier from the beginning. We knew that. Played on a very, very good team. We've had other smaller quarterbacks, Kyler Murray, Russell Wilson. We've had guys that have succeeded or have had success, but he is not only short, but he's small.
And he
like
doesn't
Russ
have,
is a thicker guy, yeah.
And Kyler's electric.
Yeah.
And Kyler has a baseball background with his arm talent. So there's just differences there. Even though they're both small, Kyler's skill set is it's just, I think, at a higher level.
So you ask yourself, am I afraid of ruining him mentally by benching him, or am I afraid of he'll never be any good in this offense?
Yeah.
Like, I cannot keep, like, to the point where it's his fault too. And I think they err on the side of, we're a professional football team. We're paid to win. We got to spark the team. We have a veteran. Let's see what happens. And I'm not worried about ruining Bryce Young mentally.
And Canales has done good things with two veterans here recently. He did it with Geno Smith in Seattle, and he did it with Baker Mayfield in Tampa. So now we'll see if Andy can get his act together.
But there's no way you can convince me, because all Canales had to say at the mic was, guys, we evaluate every week. I'm not here to tell you definitively that I'm going to start. He could have walked around it. Instead, he went right out with, he's our guy, and then 19 hours later, he's done. That's coming from somewhere else. We'll come back with ins and outs. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
Common Man and T-Bone are idiots. You should listen to them anyway.
Weekdays from 3 to 6.
The Fan, Ohio's idiot destination.
Common Man and T-Bone here for our friends at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Bone, do you know that there's games going on this weekend?
Oh, I know. And your game day headquarters is the sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Massive TV walls, 12,000 square feet, and all the gaming action you could want.
Wager at one of 4 betting windows and 30-plus betting kiosks. Beat the crowd and reserve a table for all game days this fall at HollywoodColumbus.com.
Wow, private table. Must be nice. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
To Central Ohioans, fall means one thing, football. At Sears Heating and Cooling, fall also means one thing, furnaces. We're not plumbers or electricians. Nope. For 74 years, we've been your Central Ohio heating and cooling experts. Need an electrician or plumber? We'll gladly give you a referral, but we won't pretend to be your one-stop shop for all the trades. We're HVAC experts, and our mission is to provide the highest quality service at the best possible price. That's the local advantage of doing business with your neighbors at Sears Heating and Cooling. Online at SearsHeatingCooling.com.
The season may be winding down, but there's still time to make the most of Buckeye Lake. At Buckeye Lake Marina, we have year-end deals on boats, accessories, and more to get you ready for next year's adventures. Looking to upgrade? The Buckeye Lake Marina staff is there to help you find the perfect boat at unbeatable prices. Buckeye Lake Marina has a long list of satisfied customers and want you to be the next. Don't wait. Sail into savings at Buckeye Lake Marina before the year ends and find the boat that's just right for you. Visit BuckeyeLakeMarina.com for more.
You expect your home to protect everything you love, but you don't expect the ways water is breaking down your basement and damaging your home. Mold, cracks, and of course visible water are just a few signs your basement is compromised. But there's one way to get answers to all your concerns. A free home inspection from Ohio Basement Authority. We put water back in its place. Get your free inspection at ohiobasementauthority.com.
The Fan app is about to become your new best friend. Your one-stop shop for all your favorite fan shows. ESPN Columbus and BetQL. Live or on demand, listen on your schedule. Download the 97.1 The Fan app today. It's free. Do it.
Welcome to the greatest show on turf at Great Lakes Kia.
I'm pretty sure that's just tile.
And you can feel the excitement in the air. Brand new Kias under $5 a day.
I'm Bart Zimmerman, General Manager at Great Lakes Kia.
Bart's coming up big. Lease new 24 Kia Forte LXS, EV Wind, and Sorrento LX.
Under $5 a day. $5.
Oh, and the fan favorite, new 24 Kia Telluride LX, under $8 a day at Great Lakes Kia.
Even new 24 Kia Carnival LXS, under $9 a day.
There's a flag on the play. It looks like credit interference.
No problem. Get approved with 1.9% financing.
Take the winning drive to Great Lakes Kia.
Great cars, great people, Great Lakes Kia.
In Columbus,
GreatLakesKia.com.
Visit GreatLakesKia.com for details.
Proper tree care is an investment that can lead to substantial returns and increased personal enjoyment. Hiring a certified arborist can help care for your trees and prevent storm damage. Inspections by Ohio ISA certified arborists can often find and mitigate tree defects before they fail. Only professionals with specialized knowledge and training are properly equipped to provide appropriate care. To find an arborist, visit trees4ohio.org. That's trees, the number 4, ohio.org.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Partly the mostly cloudy today, high 83. Low 80s on your Wednesday, but we do get more sunshine tomorrow. And then mostly sunny Thursday and Friday with highs in the middle and upper 80s. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 TV weather impact forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
Bet365 is the exclusive online sportsbook of Rothman and Ice. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
Rothman and Ice present In or Out.
Just a little of the old in and out.
All right, CB, what you got for us?
All right, so the first one, I'm not going to lie, I came up with it yesterday when I heard AR going around the office after the show asking about his guy, Jaden Daniels. The question is...
He's taking a little bit of a straw poll.
He has no passing touchdowns or interceptions yet to start his career. But the question is, are you in or out on Jaden Daniels at least getting one of those this upcoming week at Cincinnati?
Yeah, that's very nice of you to throw this out there as a touchdown or a pick, because let me tell you, one of the amazing things right now is that in 53 attempts, he hasn't thrown a pick, and he's the only rookie starter to not have thrown for one. Caleb has 2, Bo Nix has 4, and
Drake May's on the bench.
Yes. Now, one thing that all those 3 rookie quarterbacks have in common is the fact that none has yet to throw a touchdown pass either.
Wow.
Which is crazy.
Because Caleb's offensive line.
And I'm going to give you Jaden's numbers. He's 3rd in passing completion. He's first among the rookies in passing yards. He's 6th in efficiency. And he's really good against the blitz right now. 9 for 9 with a nice QBR rating. He's 12th in passing.
We're good.
Who are they playing this week, CB? The Jungle?
The
They're in
Bengals,
the jungle?
baby.
That's right.
Who they?
Is he going to go on a Monday night?
Prime time.
I'm not mental hedging this. We're pushing the chips in the middle. He will have a touchdown pass on Monday night.
It's happening. This is happening. And I'm going to say he's going to hit up scary Terry McLaurin for this touchdown. I'll even give you the wide receiver that he's going to throw it to. I love that you threw out those numbers, AR, because the touchdown stuff probably spooking some people a little bit, maybe even you every now and then when you think about it. But I like that he's playing clean football, and I think that eventually they'll open the offense up a little bit more for him, and that's where some of the splash plays will happen. So, yeah, I'm going Terry McLaurin, Jaden Daniels. They link up this week down in the jungle.
I mean, I've expected picks, but he's been oddly very good for me. I think he has a very, very high floor every week, but I also think he has a ceiling, and I don't know where that is, but...
The roof. MJ told you that.
That's right.
The ceiling is the roof, baby.
You know, maybe whoever bought Jordan's house back in the hometown, maybe I could just apply to be like a cabana boy or something. Like I could live in the pool house.
That's not a bad gig.
Keep things tidy.
You get to eat for free? You're the cabana boy?
I'll bring a sack lunch. I'll bring my own. I'll pack my own like
Brown
CB.
paper bag.
That's right.
CB is a PB&J and Doritos everyday type of guy. I respect it.
I didn't today because I was expecting a cookout, but it's happening during our show, I believe.
It's always nice when they plan that during the show.
Send somebody out there. They'll take care
That's
of you.
true. CB, you could run out there. You've left the booth before.
You know what?
While
That
we're on
would
the
be
air.
a fun experiment to do, is when we get done with the bulletin.
Or you pick the time.
That's too short of a break. I'll never make it.
You can't go out there and get a patty?
No, it would have to be the
I'll
first
never
break of
make
the
it.
hour.
Okay.
I'll never make it. Why don't you try?
We got a Cole in here. He knows how to run the board.
That's fair.
Now.
That's a good point.
We got some coverage for you.
But I will make a guess. I'll say Austin Eckler, who I believe led them in receiving in game 1 and had also a pretty good game in the receiving game in week 2. I'll skip the Kareem Hunt question. I've already brought that up in the previous segment. Let's go on to Deontay Johnson. Are you in or out on him having a breakout, maybe a first game and then rest of the season with Andy Dalton?
Listen, your boy needs it. Because I was tilting when it came to Deontay Johnson. I have him in our league. I think this absolutely is going to open things up for him. Andy Dalton, we know he's not going to do anything spectacular, but I do think he's just going to provide a safer floor for this offense and especially the aerial attack. So Deontay Johnson, I was always intrigued by him going over to Carolina, potentially being their number one. They still got Thielen and Xavier Legette, the rookie with the amazing accent down there from Carolina. But I do think Deontay Johnson is going to at least get you 5 for 50 this week. I don't know if you consider that a breakout, but I think it'll be a lot better.
No, I think that is a breakout because that's a milestone number of 50, and it's probably over whatever his catches would be listed on Bet365 or close to it. So if you're telling me the breakout is over, then I think that you're right to say it. Dalton loves to target Thielen, too. I mean, I think the targets are going to definitely go up. I don't know if I can be all in on the breakout, just because I don't know what Dalton's going to look like. Yes, he is a veteran. Yes, he's probably better than Bryce Young. And maybe he'll risk the ball more and just throw it around. So I'm kind of half in on Deontay with a breakout, knowing the team he plays for.
All right, let's look at another wild card team in Major League Baseball heading into the postseason. Are you in or out on the Royals being potentially the most dangerous wild card team when it comes to October?
Not really. I mean, am I wrong to think it should be Baltimore?
They may win the AL East, right? That could still
they're
happen.
not there now.
Well, let's say they are.
They're not going to win. With that amount of games left?
Where they at behind the
They're
Yankees?
like 4 back.
4 back. It's still doable. It's not probable, but it's still doable. So to your point, I would go with Kansas City. Their pitching top to bottom is better for me. Walker, Lugo, and all those guys over there. And like I know because the Orioles have the headliner with Gunnar Henderson, but also like Bobby Witt Jr. is going to be top 3 in the MVP this year, and Salvador Perez is having an amazing year. So no, I think it's the Royals. Yeah, I'm in on that. They're dangerous.
Yeah, I mean I think Burns and Suarez up top 2 for the O's is pretty strong. But I'm with you. I have Lugo in fantasy, and I actually picked up Walker this week because he's going to. He's actually been very underrated this year, especially in fantasy. I'm going to err on Baltimore. I just think they're a little more dangerous top to bottom.
Let me throw this out there real quick. Salvador Perez, 34 years old.
Amazing.
275, 27 home runs, and a $102 as far as RBIs go from your catcher. He's having an incredible year. Incredible.
All right, next up, Sam Darnold. Sonny D, as we've called him on this show. My question is, are you in or out on Sammy D finishing as a top 15 fantasy quarterback? He is currently quarterback 10.
No.
That hurt.
Oh. No, he's been good. I've been very excited about it. I just think it's just got to come back to earth eventually. He's been very good. By the way, even if he's 16th, that's a good season. So I'm just starting to think of all the other guys I would pick in fantasy before Sam Darnold right now. And there'd probably be 15 of them.
I don't know, man. Help is on the way. Addison and Hawkinson are coming back.
Well,
I like that he had.
When's he coming?
Eventually, he'll be back.
Right.
I like that he had north of 30 yards rushing last week and 5 carries. Yeah, I'm in on that all day.
That's pretty strong. Top 15. The fact you're even mentioning it, I think, is a big deal.
It's also my belief in your head coach, too, as a play caller.
Yeah, everybody thought that once he got set up with that. And if JJ's okay this week, then maybe the train will continue. All right, we'll come back with Bobby Carpenter next, and we'll get his opinion on the Buckeyes and when this will ramp up. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
We have so many local shows, I can't fit them in a 10-second promo. So let's just say we're live and local all damn day. The Fan.
Common Man here for Care Heating and Cooling. Weather is unpredictable, but the inside of your home should be comfortable just the way you like it. And the best way to avoid those unnecessary surprises is with a care plan. See, with a care plan, you get priority service, system maintenance in case of an emergency. Just another way to give you and your family peace of mind. And maintaining your systems properly can help save you money. A properly maintained furnace and air conditioner run more efficiently, reducing your utility usage. Regular maintenance also prevents breakdowns and extends the life of your equipment. I'm on the care plan, and I'm quite the expert. I'll stop by and give your system a once-over. I will. Don't tempt me. I end every commercial the same way, telling you to hire Care when you need a company you can trust. It's not just the slogan. That's the Care creed. How about this? Lennox. They have thousands of dealers nationwide. HVAC royalty. Last year, Lennox gave Care their coveted Partner of the Year award because they're trusted by their customers and their partners. Care Heating and Cooling. Call 1-800-COOLING or book an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com when you need a company you can trust.
Hi, it's Alex Johnson from the Diamond Cellar. Growing up in the family business, I've seen firsthand the joy and love that comes with finding the perfect engagement ring. For over 77 years, our family's been dedicated to providing the best quality, unmatched selection, and the guaranteed best price. From timeless classics to custom designs, we have the perfect ring for every love story. Let our family help you celebrate the moments that mean the most. Visit Diamond Cellar today on Salmo Road or at Easton Town Center.
Hey, it's Anthony Rothman for the Bath Authority. It's time to make your bath and shower something you really love. Something so great, your singing in the shower comes from a genuine place of happiness. Don't keep staring at that outdated bath, the mold, the mildew, the broken tiles. Every unit from the Bath Authority is custom built. You choose the premium accents and accessories. Right now, get free installation on your new bath or shower, plus 36 months of 0% interest. Visit thebathauthority.com. That's thebathauthority.com. A better bath awaits.
Bobby Carpenter once sold workout equipment on QVC Canada. There's no joke here. That actually happened. Morning Juice with Bobby and Beamer.
Weekdays starting at 6.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
At Byers Auto, we've been football fans since 1897, back when tailgates had actual tails. Our legacy of supporting our local team is as strong as our commitment to providing exceptional vehicles. While we're known for our new cars, we also offer a variety of pre-owned vehicles that meet our rigorous standards. Our friendly staff is here to help you find the perfect vehicle for your lifestyle and budget. Visit us in person or shop online at buyersauto.com. Come see why it's better to buy at Byers.
Barely 5 hours a week. It's how much time most of us spend outdoors. Not nearly enough time getting lost in canopies of breathtaking fall colors. Brilliant hues extending all across America's third most forested state. We could all use a little more time outdoors, soothing mind, body, and spirit in West Virginia. Plan your fall getaway at wvtourism.com.
Hey, Buckeye fans. As the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, Roosters is kicking off an incredible giveaway you won't want to miss. This football season, we're giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences. 3 drawings, 12 winners with prizes including tickets, sideline passes, and 2 trips to a Buckeye postseason game. Go to roosterswings.com to register and see all the details. 3 drawings, 12 amazing prizes. Register today and every day. Roosters, a fun, casual joint.
Now your ideas don't have to wait. Now they have everything they need to come to life. Dell Technologies and Intel are creating technology that loves ideas, loves expanding your business, evolving your passions. We push what technology can do, so great ideas can happen right now. Find out how to bring your ideas to life at Dell.com. Welcome to Now.
Hey, fans! Welcome back to Fansville's Cheers and Tears. Oh. Okay, so like everybody deals with losing, right? To a rival on a last-second field goal. Whatever, it's fine. I'm totally fine. But I cope with losing with an ice-cold Dr. Pepper. Those 23 flavors are like so delicious. They totally wash away the pain of your college football team taking a big fat L. College football, it's a pepper thing.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Truth of the matter is, you're listening to Rothman and Ice on 97.1 The Fan.
Indeed you are. Thanks, Frank. / Morgan. All right, our man is on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. He will share his gift. BC, how we feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm just concerned, Rothman.
Yeah.
I saw some news today out of the Windy City, or I guess the northwest suburbs.
I
of the
bought
Windy
it.
City. I was curious if you were leaving. I just wanted to know, like,
I'm going to be the cabana boy. I'm going to live in the pool house.
Exactly. Does Maddie, the flamingo kid up on the banks up there of Lake Michigan. Maddie, I was worried he hadn't told you. I saw that Jordan's spot got bought.
Yeah.
He has every single pair of Jordans now ever made, all in his size. Maybe he'll share them with you. I don't know. But I saw that, and I literally wrote that down. I told Beam, I go, my goodness, I just saw something on social media today that I'm going to have to bring up to Rothman because I know he's been talking about this for the last at
10
least
years.
decade. Yeah.
Every
now it's
time I
happened.
went home, I visited my future property. I was just waiting for the price to come down.
Well,
and finally did.
Well, interest rates, they say, are dropping, so it's a perfect time for you to get in on that, Rothman.
Well, thanks for noticing. I'll have you guys over for the housewarming. It'll be great. And Maddie says I should keep the 23 up, that I shouldn't just...
You have to keep the 23 on the gate, don't you, Bobby? When you buy that?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's his deal. I mean, people need to know who lived there.
That's
like,
right.
You can't change. Like, you can't turn it in to put the AR up there, the Rothman estate. People will just make fun of you at that point.
That's true.
You just got to lean in. I mean, you may even want to put a jump man or something like in the hedges. So, you know, there's rich folk, like they got hedges that are in the shapes of things.
Yes.
They get a giant jump man out there to really lean into it. And then on top of that, Rothman, you can go make sure you travel back down here to visit us sometimes. You can work remotely like Bo. We'll take you down to southeastern Ohio and get you all the Tudor's biscuits and gravy you can eat. You said the best part about that Chick-fil-A biscuit is the biscuit.
Yes.
And so you're ready to lean in.
Yes. Yes. All right. I'll have somebody shave that topiary park for me there and It'll be like The Shining. We'll make a little maze and we'll invite everybody over. I thought of this because Texas is now, they're number one in the, aren't they number one in AP?
Yes.
Okay.
They did.
So I started.
They call it the switcheroo, Rothman, with them and the Bulldogs.
So anyway.
Fliplets.
Yeah. So obviously a very weird win for Georgia. But where I wanted to go with this was back, because I love taking you back. And I love going back myself. 2005, Texas comes in here. What do you remember? It was so early, right? Was it second or third week? I can't remember.
Week two.
Week two. What did Jim Haycock and Coach Fick, how did they prepare you and AJ to go up against Vince Young? What do you remember about the week of prep of that game, Ohio State, Texas?
So they and Penn State had went down there and they'd kind of start doing some of the same stuff. And that was kind of when they were starting that zone read. And as you remember, Rothman, like it was teams like Northwestern that was running it and some of the smaller schools. And I'll never forget, I got to the NFL and Romo, because they kind of did some of that stuff, in the smaller school levels. He's like, if big schools ever do this, they'll kill people, because the reason why smaller schools do this is to take advantage of athletic mismatches at one position. Well, if you have like 3 or 4, then you're going to be in a really good spot. And, so we worked on the zone read they're running and we put receivers at quarterback. And, we had guys that could run. The thing with Vince that you'll never, it's impossible when you play these guys, because they're like, we've had our receiver who's super fast and doing this playing quarterback. I'm like, well, if he was that good, you'd just put him at quarterback for your team. Like everybody always throws out, well, we've got this guy who's replicating him. Like, well, if he was that good, he'd just be that guy. So you don't have him. And so we ran through all this stuff, the zone read, that good tight end Dave Thomas, who was pretty solid. Lima Swede was their receiver. Jamal Charles, freshman running back. He was fast. But all those other guys, they were dudes, and good dudes. But you see those guys other places. I'll never forget, we walk out there during the lights, and we'd watched Vince on tape. We watched him from the Michigan game the year before in the Rose Bowl when he torched him at the end. They end up winning. And he comes walking out, and they've got, the cocaine whites on. And I'm looking at this guy, and I'm like, that can't be him. Okay, like he's too big.
Yeah.
Like I watched him on tape, and they're like, and every coach, hey, his stride, it's deceptive. Like he doesn't look like he's moving, but he's gobbling like 5 yards a stride. So it confuses you. And I'm thinking, okay, he's tall, he's whatever. But I mean, like, this son of a gun was 240, 245. I'm like, his legs, he's huge. And so they scored they went down, I think it was 10-0 or 10-3. They ran a zone read. David Thomas came out, just cut me. I'm on the ground. Vince runs by. Next thing you know, they're down scoring. Next drive, we're hitting them, falling off. And we went to the sideline, all right, we got to knock this dude out. That's the only way. He has got to turn it down to where when he has chances to run, it's no mas. So hold him, get shots, everything you've got. It's like Rocky in the corner.
Yep.
To all your mind, just keep chopping. Chop him down until the second half. You go watch it. And I had talked to Vince about that. He's like, dude, I want nothing to do with you guys, because it's like pressure, hold him, lean into him, body blows.
Didn't you get a goal line stand on him? I thought you belted him, right? You and AJ maybe combo platter.
Yeah, I think you are correct in saying that.
2-on-1.
Because dude, listen, it had to be. Listen, that you needed a 3-way. Schlegel's probably hopped in on there too.
Absolutely.
To make sure you got that, because that was the only way. Because he was so big and fast. If he can keep running, we're done. And so we had to eliminate the run, and then obviously the pass to Swede at the end of the game. There's a miscommunication. People talk about communication. I will hammer this till the end of time with defensive backs, linebackers. You got to be on the same page, because we had guys that played together a lot. And Ashton Yabodi, Nate Sally. You couldn't hear anything in there. It was as loud as that stadium, I think, has ever been. And they're trying to make it coverage. They thought one was playing 2, one's playing 4. He gets behind him, and Vince throws a really nice ball because there's not a lot of space. But you got to sign and co-sign. Everybody always has to be on the same page.
No doubt. It's an amazing little
good stuff.
Hot tub time machine story that we just went down there right there.
One hot time machine of death. Terrible.
A game.
Well, you just weren't around for the revenge game the next year. You were in the pros, being a first rounder. That's
but
all.
Vince was gone. They won their national. How much can you have revenge when they get the national championship? I was pissed off because we wanted to beat them, and then the other juggernaut was like, we always wanted to beat USC with Lendell and Reggie and Mike Williams and Matt, like all the dudes they had. Like defensively, that was what we want them. We want to slow down Reggie. So go ahead, Matty. I'm sorry.
No, you're good, man. I just wanted to ask you about this Michigan-USC matchup. Looking forward to seeing USC going to the Big House. Michigan going to Orgy. They're going away from Warren. What do you think that's going to look like? And what have you thought of USC so far through a couple weeks?
USC has looked good. Now, I've talked to people like their defense. Is their defense really that great? Was LSU really that good? Can USC really run the ball, or is LSU's defense really just that bad still? Because you saw what South Carolina did to them. And so we're still in that kind of feel-out phase, Rothman. Matty, where you get the blindfold on, and you're kind of feeling your hands to see who you're talking to, what's going on in those parties that you like, where you're not really certain what it is. We're still trying to understand, is USC really good, or was LSU just not that good, and maybe some of the things have been masked? I think they're going to go in there and take care of business. Now, there's been people that have told me that this Michigan defense will be able to hold up because the USC offense and run game really isn't that good. You can shorten their drives. Your offense won't get exhausted. But the thing is with Michigan, they're going to have to – I hope they watched Notre Dame last week. Riley Leonard didn't throw the ball deep. He didn't have to. Now, granted, you played Purdue, but line up, zone read that thing, get the quarterback involved in the run game, throw just enough to keep him off balance, but you're not going to be pushing the ball down the field. This isn't Drew Brees circa 99. Be what you are, be what you have, and utilize your players. And if they can do that, I think they can keep it close, but I think USC wins this thing regardless.
Good stuff with our man Bobby Carpenter, Morning Juice, YouTube, The Bobby Carpenter Show, and everything else from a man. Good. I do. The reason I brought it up is I think we may be headed for a 20-year itch. Ohio State, Texas for the time. That's all I'm saying is you might get the itching and the burning. 20 years later.
Here's the question you have. Would you rather play kind of the prodigal son, Quinn Ewers, or do you want the arch to come back in there? The golden arch.
No. You weren't able to get the revenge on Burrow, so you have to have Ewers.
Okay, so not the golden arch, not McDowell's. You want to make sure you get Ewers.
Who would you rather have, Matty? Arch or Ewers?
Arch showed he's got a little bit of wiggle last week.
Wiggle, Coach. He ran 20 miles an hour. They're not a whole lot of humans.
So give me Quinn, I guess.
Peyton couldn't run 20 miles an hour downhill with the wind behind him.
Right.
All right. Hey, by the way, I told Matt, I give him great advice. You don't just throw your keys in a bowl when you go into that part. Just don't throw your keys in that bowl. That's all I told him.
Well, you maybe bring a couple pairs to throw in there. Give yourself some options, Rothman.
Yes. Eyes wide shut, baby. All right. Thanks for jumping in, as usual.
Hey, anytime, Coach. Every Wednesday, 1:33.
That's right. Bobby Carpenter with us on the Bryant Heating Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. All right, if you're feeling tired, lacking motivation to drive, you gained some weight, you've noticed some muscle mass, these could all be signs of low testosterone. Please don't wait. Find out. No reason to live like that. Low T Center, they're going to make it easy. Simple blood test, on-site lab. You get those results back in 25 minutes, and then you know where you are on the scale, and you can attack it the right way. Low T Center is not a typical doctor's office. Their physicians specialize in treating low T. They'll customize the therapy for every patient if you need it. But the most important thing is finding out now. And they have over a decade of experience helping patients achieve life-changing results. Most health insurance is accepted for treatment. So jump online right now, lowtcenter.com. lowtcenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare. Buckeye Bolton up next. Will Howard, he's a junkie for this. We'll tell you what next. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
The only radio show Ryan Day listens to when we're holding him hostage, making him listen to a radio show. The Buckeye Show.
Weeknights at 6.
The Fan.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Is your business generating over $1 million a year in revenue? If your financial advisory team isn't keeping pace, maybe it's time for a change. Here's Brad Hennebert with Premier Advisors.
Thanks, Bobby. Our team integrates financial planning and asset management with business accounting and tax preparation. Business owners have planning needs that are unique. We work with you to design a seamless financial services bundle tailored to your business with monthly or quarterly advisory consultations to help guide you along the way. We don't just keep score of what happened last year. Our team combines expert financial planning and wealth management with top-tier tax services, helping businesses like yours build wealth for you. Call us today at 614-524-4888. That's 614-524-4888.
Brad Hennebert is a registered representative offering securities through United Planners Financial Services. Member FINRA SIPC. Advisory services offered through TCP Asset Management LLC. Tax services offered through Premier Tax CPAs. United Planners is not affiliated with TCP Asset Management, Premier Advisors, or Premier Tax CPAs.
Hi, this is Bob Capace from Worthington Jewelers. As a local family-owned business, we understand the importance of celebrating the ones we love. Stop in to find the perfect gift or check us out online at worthingtonjewelers.com.
Scotty Vegas here for Maxima Concrete. From a basic driveway replacement to a complex in-ground pool, patio, or outdoor kitchen installation, Maxima can do it all. Pavers, natural stone, seating walls, even lighting and landscaping. Everything is in-house with Maxima, so buy from the guys that will actually perform the work. Mention 971 The Fan for $250 off your next project. Get a free estimate today by visiting MaximaConcrete.com.
Order like a champ at Raising Cane's. With tailgates of hand-battered chicken fingers and cane sauce and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade, you can guarantee victory for every game day meal. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
Proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
If you have an unhealthy obsession with the Blue Jackets, we have just the remedy. Join us Wednesday nights at 7 for the Inside Edge. All the Jackets and hockey conversation you can handle. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Hey, it's Anthony Rothman. The fall deals at Germain Honda of Dublin are beautiful. The 24 Civic LX, only $249 a month for 36 months. The 24 Accord LX, only $279 a month for 36 months. With 10,000 miles a year on the lease, $34.99 cash cap reduction, payments plus tax, tag, and document fee, and away you go. How about 0.9% up to 36 months on the 24 Prologue, the first all-electric SUV from Honda. For the best deal in town, Germain Honda of Dublin on Sawmill Road.
Breaking news, and this one is almost unbelievable.
Yeah, it's all about new customers at Bet365 because they get $200 in bonus bets when they bet $5. And even better, bonus bets can be used on the spread, totals, and player props.
There you have it. Bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bet. And see why. It's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. Terms and conditions apply.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you. Discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at Hims, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/joy and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. hims.com/joy.
Want to know anything about the Fans contest, how to win, or what's up for grabs? Check out 971thefan.com. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Rothman and Ice present Buckeye Bulletin.
Sponsored by Logan AC and Heat Services. Don't go through another furnace breakdown. For fast, friendly service, call the experts at Logan Services now for a free estimate and next day furnace installation.
All right, a little Buckeye Bulletin time. CB, I don't think the spread has changed for the game. I don't know why it would, but I'll check it out for us real fast on Bet365. It has ticked up a hair. Ohio State is now favored by 40 on Bet365 with an over-under of 52. Early feel on that. Ohio State's cooking. They've eclipsed 50 twice. Marshall has been, nothing really crazy to worry about, but you got the Huffmeister. We may have to play that soundbite if you got it handy from Charlie Huff. You got it? This is the coach of the Marshall Thundering Herd previewing the game against Ohio State and their behemoth of players.
I feel good about
the track we're on. Trust me, I know where we are, but I feel good about the track we're on, and I feel good about the players we have. Would love to have some of those guys from Ohio State too. So if they want to transfer on down, we've got a Tudor's Biscuit NIL, all you can eat. So if any of those guys that run really, really fast at Ohio State like Tudor's Biscuits, I promise you, all you can eat all day if you transfer here. So, but yeah. I don't know how to follow that.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know how to follow that. Yeah,
if they've eaten that all day long, Coach, they're not going to be running very fast. What if he said it's an all-you-can-eat for the rest of your life? What is like a lifetime NIL deal?
Yeah, I think the guys at Ohio State would be like, you know what? We're good. We're getting taken care of up here. Financially, we're good. I'm sure the meals they get to eat over there are pretty spectacular on the daily. But, yeah, you look at Tudor's Biscuit. You look at their menu, and I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it at all. They got a little bit of everything over there. As long as those biscuits are buttery and moist, as my grandma used to say, God rest her soul, that's always a win. Can't go wrong with a nice buttery biscuit.
I'm going to have to check out this menu.
Check it out, man. I was looking at it this morning. It's good stuff.
Because you know how much and I'm sad you guys don't know this restaurant, just unfortunately you weren't around for it, was the Cooker. When you walked into the Cooker and they dropped those buttery biscuits down on that table, all you can eat. That was it, man.
You got to be careful with the all you can eat.
Well, of course,
with the all you can eat, the cheddar and the cheddar biscuits at Red Lobster, the Texas Roadhouse yeast rolls with the cinnamon butter,
which you can now actually get at the grocery store too now,
which is so dangerous. Which is absolutely dangerous. I'll tell you who had some really good rolls. I don't even know if this place is around anymore. It's Logan's Roadhouse. You had all the peanuts on the ground all the time.
Yeah.
That spot. Very similar to Texas Roadhouse, but just without the cinnamon butter. But those rolls were hitting too. Good stuff.
Got me going now.
Got to limit yourself to like 2, I think, before you get your entree.
Man, just keep bringing them. And keep the waters coming and the biscuits, and then maybe we just take off after that, Maddie.
Dine and dash.
Not really a true dine and dash. We never really ordered anything, and the biscuits were free.
Water and biscuits?
Yeah.
Might be on to something. Test our 40 times?
Might be a picture of us up next time we go there.
AR, I'm going to start the car.
All right. we have a 40-point spread. We have our man Charlie Huff talking about the buttery biscuits. And we got Will Howard. He's not eating those biscuits. He's just in the film room.
Yeah, 100%. I love watching film. Like, I always have been, I actually this semester have class at night, and don't tell my professors, but sometimes I watch a little film in class. I just love, I like to watch film, like every day, like whatever it is. Like, I just like to wake up and watch a little bit of something. I love the game of football, and I love the chess game that it is. I love how much strategy goes into it, and I think that's a fun part of it, like being able to come out and have something planned for your opponent that they're not ready for, or seeing something before it happens, I think is really fun, and that's a really fun part of the game for me.
Don't snitch on yourself, Will. But he's probably also like, what is the professor going to do? They do catch me watching
Starting
film.
quarterback of the Ohio State University.
They're probably a fan
Got
anyway.
it under control.
They're probably a fan anyway. They want me to succeed. He sounds like me in high school when I used to try to sneak my phone and text, and do stuff. That was a big no-no in high school. No phones allowed. CB, were you allowed to have cell phones when you were in high school? Did they care?
No, it was very much against the policy of the school.
Didn't understand that.
And even you are not above the policy.
Is that
right?
I was always sneaking. You know how many detentions I got for having my phone and all that?
Oh, Maddie.
Just a rebel, man. It's fun living that way.
I didn't picture that. The kid. Just trying to skirt the rules.
Absolutely.
Very okay.
You gotta push the limits in life every once in a while.
You made it. Yeah, you made it through all right.
Barely, but I made it.
That is today's Buckeye Bulletin. Yeah, this one will be, when we start breaking it down on Friday, we'll be talking about, coming out of the bye week. But they had their bye week as well. So, I don't know. This one, I guess if you push me to do it right now, I don't know. They only scored 14 against Virginia Tech, and they killed Stony Brook.
I'd lay them right now.
You give them a 40-point head start.
I'd lay them.
Yeah, it feels like it. Ohio State's just cooking right now.
Yeah. Donovan Jackson back. That's big for me, especially on offense. It's just the flow.
Break some home runs.
Yeah, man. We saw a couple of those without him last week or a couple weeks ago now with Western Michigan. So, yeah, right now I'd probably lay him. I would.
All right, when we come back, top of the hour, SportsCenter update, and we'll come back to the Big Ten. It was kind of before the season, the prediction was 3 will definitely make the playoff. Could we have more? We'll look at it next. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
This promo is brought to you by Common Man and Timmy Hall's Ping Pong Game. The Fan.
The season may be winding down, but there's still time to make the most of Buckeye Lake. At Buckeye Lake Marina, we have year-end deals on boats, accessories, and more to get you ready for next year's adventures. Looking to upgrade? The Buckeye Lake Marina staff is there to help you find the perfect boat at unbeatable prices. Buckeye Lake Marina has a long list of satisfied customers and want you to be the next. Don't wait. Sail into savings at Buckeye Lake Marina before the year ends and find the boat that's just right for you. Visit BuckeyeLakeMarina.com for more.
The Columbus Men's Clinic opened in 2014 for guys who get it done. Let's talk, fellas. You solve problems all day at work. You fix your sink when it's broken. But when it comes to ED and low T, it doesn't get done. We get it. You hate going to the doctor, but you're the guy that fixes things. At the Columbus Men's Clinic, there's nothing to fear and no reason to delay. We've been destroying bedroom boredom for a decade. So if you haven't fixed this, call us. When the pills fail, call us. If you feel like you've tried everything, call us. Here, there's hope. From the conventional to the next level. You'll be seen by our friendly, discreet physician who will take the time to listen. Imagine finally taking care of this with no surgery. Imagine going from feeling gray to living life in vibrant color. It's time to be confident. Join the thousands of guys who have found success after walking through our doors. Will you be one of them? Dial 614-300-7400 or go to ColumbusMen'sClinic.com to schedule a $99 male performance consultation, including blood work. Do it for you. Do it for her. ColumbusMen'sClinic.com. Book your appointment now.
Attention Ohio pizza restaurant owners. Tired of glitchy point-of-sale systems slowing you down? Meet Hunger Rush, Ohio's favorite pizza POS. With reliable hardware, an easy-to-use system, and 24/7 customer support, Hunger Rush speeds up your operations and boosts repeat orders by up to 10%. This is the restaurant point-of-sale built for pizza. Easily manage your drivers, easily take orders online, easily train your staff in minutes, and easily make modifications. Need to talk to a real person? That's easy too. Top Ohio pizzerias are winning with Hunger Rush. Solutions to help you streamline service, optimize workflows, and maximize profits. Join the thousands of successful restaurants transforming their operations with Hunger Rush for $0 down and $0 a month. Tools for menu management, marketing, customer engagement, and increased upsells, all in one simple platform. That's Hunger Rush, Ohio's favorite pizza POS. Schedule your free no-obligation demo at OhioPOS.com. OhioPOS.com. OhioPOS.com.
Are you ready to build your company's dream team? Just like in sports, finding skilled players is essential for success. With Robert Half's winning combination of specialized recruiting professionals and award-winning AI, we'll help you find the MVPs and key role players who will have you hanging banners in the rafters. Because in business, it's all about having the experienced team on your side. At Robert Half, we know talent. Visit roberthalf.com today.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
And I'm Cole Bartimus. A couple of injury updates around the NFL. Browns head coach Kevin Stefanski said that tight end David Njoku is unlikely to play on Sunday against the Giants. He's still dealing with the ankle injury he suffered week 1 against Dallas. It's also worth mentioning that tackle DeJuan Jones did not practice today for the Browns, but expects to resume practice later in the week and be good to go for Sunday. Also, the Chiefs have officially placed running back Isaiah Pacheco on injured reserve following his injury against the Bengals. He's expected to be sidelined for 6 to 8 weeks. Both baseball teams are at home tonight. The Guardians face off against the Minnesota Twins. The Guardians currently have a 5-game lead over Kansas City as they look to close out the divisional race. And the Twins currently hold the last playoff spot in the American League by just a game and a half over the Tigers. And the Reds are looking to finish strong as they've won 3 of their last 4. They take on the Braves tonight. Both games begin at 6:40. This update is brought to you by Valley Ford of Columbus. Bronco, Explorer, Mustang, Mach-E, and more. Ride into autumn with Valley Ford of Columbus.
Most shows just skim the surface, but Rothman and I feel like the biggest story of the day deserves a closer look. It's time for a deeper dive.
Sponsored by Maxima Concrete. Visit MaximaConcrete.com today to schedule your free estimate.
All right, final hour of the program, Rothman and Ice. We'll dip down into the Queen City at 2:33, talk to our friend Dave Lapham, get his feel on what's going on with Cincinnati, the moral victory in Kansas City, and what's going to come out of that. They do take on the Commanders this week at home on Monday night. I know we've penciled them in and Sharpied them in for a win against the Patriots, but you have to believe that you're going all in on this one. Like,
you are? You're all in?
All in.
Okay.
I can't imagine. Well, I can imagine. It's the NFL. Spread's 7.5 right now, so it's past a key number. But you're right. I probably should never go all in on an NFL game. But this one feels, as far as desperation, and listen, we can point to desperation games in the NFL this week. One of them certainly is your game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That may be a better question, is who's more desperate, Cincinnati or Baltimore?
It's
Cincinnati's at home, right?
It's
against
us because
Washington.
of the schedule.
Absolutely.
It's no doubt us because of the schedule. Yeah, we lose this game in Dallas at 4:25 on Sunday. It's a wrap for us. Put a nail in our coffin.
It doesn't mean that you can't go win 9 games, but it means that you're probably not making the playoffs.
Yeah, the playoffs will be absolutely cooked for us with the way that our, because then you're talking about Bills and Bengals after that. You haven't seen the Steelers yet. You haven't seen the Browns yet. Like, all those AFC North games too are still on tap. So that would be a massive, massive issue for my squad. And yeah, you're probably going to have to sit me down on the couch on Monday and talk me through some things.
If you guys are 0-3 coming back home to take on Buffalo, and then you're going to Cincinnati. Let's say you split. Let's say you lose at Dallas. Let's say you are 0-3, and you come back and split the 2 against Buffalo and Cincinnati. So now you're 1-4. You beat Washington 2-4. You go to Tampa.
That's no gimme. Messing around with Baker in the gang. They're a confident bunch right now, and they should be.
Yeah. Let's say you'd have to win it. So let's put you 3-4. You go to Cleveland. Rivalry game. Let's say you get back to 500. You come home for Denver. You're winning that game to go 5-4. You'd have Cincinnati at home.
On a short week.
Don't
love that.
But you're coming back home. If I give you if you protect home, and you didn't do it against the Raiders, but you get to 5. Pittsburgh.
No.
I think you can win that game.
TJ Watt is terrifying.
At the Chargers.
Of all the AFC North teams, that's the team that gives him the most fits, is Pittsburgh. So
you're probably looking at 9 wins at best if you go 0-3.
If we lose to Dallas Sunday, we're not making the playoffs this year. It's a wrap.
Yeah. And I feel like Cincinnati doesn't feel as desperate, but you're right. Based on the schedule, they know they have to have it. Because think about this. Think about losing to the Patriots at home to open the year, and then think about losing to the Commanders at home on a Monday night. Where would you be? What mental space would you be in? And I know they go to Carolina the next week, and they'll win that.
Wait a minute. That's an Andy Dalton revenge game.
It's a Red Rocket revenge game. That's right. But what kind of mental space are both of those teams in? Your loss would technically be a better loss.
Correct.
Mentally. Losing to Dallas, and by the way, Dallas just got embarrassed, so you know what they're going to show up this week. And then you get Cincinnati. If Cincinnati has 3 losses, and 2 of them are to New England and Washington at home, I think they may be in a worse place mentally.
Just psychologically, I would agree with you. Yeah, absolutely. But they would have the mental out of getting the reinforcement back in the form of T. Higgins eventually, which rounds them into form. And we know when those guys are right, it's pretty special. But yeah, no, you're absolutely right about that.
In the Big Ten right now, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ranked teams in the top 25.
Okay.
And I'm not counting And Indiana's not in there.
Did they get votes? They had to get some votes.
Others receiving votes.
They got 13.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, look at there. You got 13.
They're the only other Big Ten team, I believe, that would be in the others receiving
votes. What do you guys
votes.
got cooking up over there in Bloomington, big dog?
They got Rourke.
What's going on over there?
They got Curtis, don't call me Mickey Rourke.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, and CB mentioned, or I don't know if this was a story that he had sent us, and you and I have really torn apart ESPN's power indexes and all that stuff.
Oh, God.
ESPN is giving Indiana it's not that big, but it is a chance, 23% and change to make the college football playoff. Here's the significance of it. It's not the 23.5%. It's the fact they're giving them a higher playoff chance than Clemson, LSU, and dare I say it, even Michigan.
Well, Michigan
and Indiana should beat Michigan this year.
Wow.
It's in Bloomington.
Okay.
It's later in the year.
Ooh.
Now, I'm saying that today based on what I've seen out of both schools.
I like it, AR. No, don't back down now, baby. Keep going. I like it. Indiana should beat Michigan this year. You're drinking the Kool-Aid, and I love that you're drinking the Kool-Aid because the vibes are good over there. They really are good. I haven't seen them yet. I need to catch an Indiana. Who they got this week? You know? Indiana got this week.
A Charlotte, maybe?
Okay.
Is that right?
I don't know.
I think so.
But I want to check
a game
them out.
They should win.
Okay.
And a game that Rourke should look good. I'm telling you, this kid that transferred from Athens is the real deal. He throws a really good football.
Okay. You're right.
He's an upperclassman. And now I say it's Indiana. Trust me, there's only so much they can bring to the table.
Yeah.
But they went out to UCLA, and that looked like a business trip. It really did.
Will Indiana be ranked when they face Michigan?
I'd have to look at their schedule. I feel like they could be undefeated when they play Nebraska.
So they would knock out Charlotte, Maryland, and then go to Evanston and take out Northwestern.
I think they should be 6-0 when they play Nebraska at home in Bloomington.
And I think at that point, based off of them getting votes already, you would be absolutely correct in saying that. By the time they host Nebraska and Mahomes Jr., that they would have a number attached to their name.
So now let's get back to reality and how many teams are actually going to make this playoff out of this conference. And I think the answer is potentially 4.
I think you're correct. I'm interested in the fourth. We both have the top 2 that will be the same.
It would be Nebraska.
I think they're going to make it ahead. I think, now this might be a little spicy, but I'm going to do it anyway. I think when we get to the top 12, or the final 12, however you want to label that.
USC?
I think Nebraska will be ranked higher than Penn State at that time. I think Nebraska right now, with the way that their schedule is setting up.
When they get to where?
When we get to the final 12, when the CFP is stamped, I think Nebraska will be ranked higher than Penn State.
How many losses would Nebraska have? 2?
I think Nebraska would have 2 losses.
Ohio State and potentially
at USC.
Yeah.
Now, that's putting a lot of pressure on them to obviously clean up after that. But, I mean, it's Iowa. Wisconsin just lost Tyler Van Dyke for the year. Your Hoosiers are on there, so we shall see what they look like. Rutgers, Purdue, they do have a ranked matchup this week, which would be important. Get that data point against Illinois on Friday night. But I'm going to say that. You threw out a little spicy take there with Indiana. I'm going to follow with a little cayenne pepper. Bam! Like Emeril Lagasse. Nebraska's going to be ranked higher than Penn State when we get to the final rankings. Or the first batch of rankings.
If Penn State beats USC at USC, I don't think it's going to happen then. I think then their only loss is probably to Ohio State.
Penn State?
I don't see them getting – listen, I talked about Wisconsin and Madison being like they could bite somebody this year. They look like they have nothing to offer anybody.
Well, now they're probably really cooked.
Well, yeah, but that quarterback went toe-to-toe with Van Dyke and Camp all. Like, it wasn't that of a landslide. He should be –
well, he was the backup for a reason.
It just feels like, I kept pointing out Oregon's schedule late in the year and how they got to travel all the way across the country and back and forth and back and forth. Mm-hmm. One of those games was at Madison, and I thought, well, eventually someone's going to get him, and maybe that would be the one. And now I have no faith in any of that. And I would tell you, listen, everybody knows the 3 Big Ten schools that are probably going to make it, and that's, well, I don't know. Do I want to automatically assume Penn State makes it?
USC wins this week, they're in. They're in.
Because of the schedule.
Yeah. USC wins this week. I think they're in. Notre Dame.
Could we get more than 4?
I think if we get So let's map it out here. Ohio State, USC, Oregon. Are you in on Nebraska with me?
Yes.
Nebraska?
Right now, they could easily be there.
USC?
But here's the deal. They cannot lose to Indiana. Because if Nebraska loses to Indiana and they lose to Ohio State back-to-back.
I love that you're putting teams on notice about Indiana right now. See, did you hear this, man?
It used to be an automatic walkover.
He's putting the Big Ten on notice.
Hey, Google me. I win.
My goodness.
Google me. CB, do you still have that bite somewhere?
I don't think I've heard this, by the way.
I thought we played it
I had to be out when you played this. But
it's a great soundbite. Signetti, yeah.
He ain't scared of a microphone or a camera at all. I kind of like the way he gets down. I really do.
Yeah.
But all right, so right now, Ohio State, Oregon, Nebraska, USC, Penn State. You good with that?
Yes.
So that'd be 5.
I did see a soundbite Signetti at I'm guessing his presser for this week talking about the UCLA game. He pretty much called the refereeing Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, he's spicy.
Hey, I just sent you something. It was how when Kurt Signetti came to Indiana, he was asked about selling the program. How do you sell this program? How do you in recruiting? And I want CB to clear this first. And I'm glad you had not heard it because this is going to be awesome because it kind of gives people that have been associated with this program chills because they haven't had this kind of swag in a long time.
Tim Allen? I never get this right. Tom did because he brought the Leo love each other and they for a while. And when they came into Ohio State and what was it, the COVID year? Or was it scaring them? Oh yeah, a couple of those games.
Penix.
Couple of those games. Indiana had some playmakers with.
They
Penix.
Really did.
They really
did. The last time, you'd never think Indiana could go toe to toe with Ohio State offensively, and that day they did.
They had receivers. Yeah. They had backs.
They did. All right, CB, give them a little taste of Coach Signetti.
Yeah, what we got here?
Coach C.
When it comes to that culture you were just talking about, meshing the recruits you're getting and some of the guys you kept, where does that process start? I mean, what
do you mean? I don't get the question.
Well, when you recruit them, how do you sell your vision of your culture? I mean, what's the...
Who are you talking about? The high school guys, the transfers, who?
All of the above. I mean, how do you... Is there
it's pretty simple. I win. Google me.
Mic drop.
Oh, my gosh.
I win. Google me. That's how I sell the program.
I win. Google me.
Came from the James Madison.
You win a natty over there?
Dolly Madison Gems.
You win natties over there? What did he do over there?
He was good over there. He
got to win natties to talk like that.
He did win a champ. Did he win?
I don't know. No,
he lost. What division were they, CB? What division? James Madison. What?
So he was there from 2019 to 2023. They were probably still in the FCS for.
Did they make the championship when he was there?
I almost on here.
Boy, if he didn't make it, he played for one.
I need at least one natty if you're going to drop the Google.
No, I don't think he did.
But outside of that,
he won the CAA, the Coastal Athletic, whatever conference, 3 straight years to end his career there. But that's about it.
Matty, his overall head coaching record is 122-35.
It's not as.
Is that enough to say Google me?
No, because here's where I'm at. Yeah. Like if. I like it. Don't get me wrong. But Kalen DeBoer was a guy that was winning, at a pretty high level at the NAI level. Either way, we got a coach now in the Big Ten that's got a little spice to it.
That's it.
And I like coaches that do that and don't give us coach speak and all of that. And now Anthony Rothman's letting everybody know, especially Nebraska. It ain't
not really Nebraska
Michigan,
as much as Michigan.
The reigning champs.
That's the one that's more important.
The reigning champs.
No, seriously, that one's more important.
He was the wide receiver coach for Julio Jones at Alabama.
Okay.
Yeah.
Google him.
He wins. Google him. All right, we come back. Pre-snap reads. Matty, I got a problem. You got to help me with it.
All right.
I'm trying to make a future bet here on who is going to lead the NFL in passing yards in the regular season. Think on that, and we'll give you an answer next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
3 dudes who'll make you feel like the smartest guy in the room.
Yeah, we are
Hornswoggled, you're good.
Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan.
Hey, it's Anthony Rothman for the Bath Authority. It's time to make your bath and shower something you really love. Something so great, your singing in the shower comes from a genuine place of happiness. Don't keep staring at that outdated bath. The mold, the mildew, the broken tiles. Every unit from the Bath Authority is custom built. You choose the premium accents and accessories. Right now, get free installation on your new bath or shower, plus 36 months of 0% interest. Visit thebathauthority.com. That's thebathauthority.com. A better bath awaits.
Score a goal with the Love My Crew checking account from Pathways, the checking account that rewards you for supporting the crew. Learn more at pathwayscu.com. Pathways Financial Credit Union, official credit union of the Columbus Crew, federally insured by NCUA.
Common Man here for Jermaine Lexus of Dublin and Easton. Fall is here. It's still warm and dry and everything's brown. But yay, fall. Maybe after your summer road trips, you've realized your vehicle sucks. My friends at Jermaine Lexus want to help. Right now, they have special APRs as low as 2.99% on their most popular models like the ES and RX, or lease payments starting as low as $4.99 a month. My friends at Jermaine are the best in the business. If you're in the market, please stop in. 2 locations to serve you, Dublin and Easton, JermaineLexus.com.
Martin Lawrence, the Y'all Know What It Is tour.
You know you gaining weight when you walk and you feel like somebody following you.
Saturday, September 21st at Nationwide Arena. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com.
Bobby Carpenter here for my good friends at Ohio Mulch. Ready to give your landscaping a boost? Right now, get topsoil for $19.99 a cubic yard, or grab 20 bags for $20. From rich, natural mulches to nutrient-packed soils, stop into any of Ohio Mulch's convenient locations and see what all the excitement is about. Visit in-store or online at ohiomulch.com.
Ohio Mulch, landscape supply, greener, better.
Most radio stations suck. Here's why. They don't invest in local programming. We're live and local 14 hours a day. You can rest assured that every stupid thing we say is 100% local. Homegrown dumb since day one. The Fan.
Order like a champ at Raising Cane's. With tailgates of hand-battered chicken fingers and cane sauce and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade, you can guarantee victory for every game day meal. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love.
Proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
You can use your phone at a doctor's office. You can use your phone at a football game. You can even use your phone at an amusement park. But one place you should never use your phone is behind the wheel. Fines now start at $150. So remember, Ohio, phones down. It's the law.
Pop quiz. What's the best way to go back to school? With Giant Eagle and Market District, of course. From lunchbox favorites to fun after-school snacks. Shop deals for school days and save on thousands of items throughout the store. Visit your local Giant Eagle or Market District today.
Did you and your family lose Ohio Medicaid and need health coverage? Check this out. You may be eligible to enroll in a low-cost health plan at healthcare.gov. With the new law, 4 out of 5 customers can find a plan for $10 or less per month with financial help. Healthcare.gov offers quality plans that cover doctor visits, prescriptions, emergency care, and more. Healthcare.gov is here for you. Enroll today for coverage starting the 1st of next month. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is, fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Lots of sunshine, warm with a high of 86. Clear tonight, low 63. Sunny tomorrow with a high of 87. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 TV weather impact forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
Bet365 is the exclusive online sportsbook of Rothman and Ice. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
Rothman and Ice present Please Snap Leads.
Sponsored by the Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
All right, Bet365 time, Maddie.
Yes, sir, because at Bet365, we don't do ordinary, and you can see for yourself when you sign up today and get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5.
All right, let's do a little future bet here on the regular season passing yards leader in the NFL. Right now, Brock Purdy leads the NFL in passing yards at 550, but the difference between Brock Purdy at number 1 and let's even go to Patrick Mahomes at number 14 is about 90 or 88 yards, something like that. 92 yards, somewhere in that area. So it's not crazy. And there's so many guys in the middle of that. Stafford, no. I'm not going to do that because of the lack of weapons. Minshew, no. I will tell you, I think there is value on Jared Goff right now. That's 6.5 to 1. I like that bet a lot. The other one that interests me is, well, I don't think I'd go to Josh Allen, even though he's 28 to 1. Could you get to a spot in your mind? Where's Burrow right now?
16th.
He's 422 yards.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Burrow is 28 to 1.
Yeah.
To lead the NFL in regular season passing yards.
And that value is going to change after Monday night because the Commanders' secondary is, I was going to say something terrible. It's not good. I'll just keep it PG. It's not good. I'm expecting a Jamar Chase breakout game on Monday. So to get in on that value now, I would not be mad at. And then, lurking in the weeds is number 5. T. Higgins will be back sooner rather than later.
I think that's a pretty good future. The only other one I would dip into maybe for the value, maybe this is a deep sleeper. Kyler Murray at 35 to 1.
I'm glad you brought him up.
The way he's slinging it around.
My mind went to with bets like this, I like to identify maybe a quarterback that's also attached to a bad defense. And I don't think Arizona's defense is going to be any good this year.
What do you think about Derek Carr at 30 to 1? He's at 13th right now with 443.
This has to slow down, doesn't it? At the rate that they're scoring, like 30 points a hat, they're not going to continue to do that.
Now, I say this to say that C.J. Stroud is still probably the right pick.
Yeah, he's in the 7 hole right
but
now.
the value isn't quite there at 4 to 1. It's decent, but it's not what we're talking about. That's not a fun bet at Burrow and Kyler and Carr and guys that are really going to throw it around, guys that play in climate-controlled areas and not Burrow, but I mean...
No, I got you, though. Yeah. I do like your call on Burrow. I do.
28 to 1.
They don't like to run the rock a ton. They like to just punch you in the gut a little bit here and there with some runs throughout the game to keep you honest. But, based off of what I think is going to start Monday night for him and that offense and what's coming, I'm in on Burrow.
And you're always going to bet on, you can't bet on health. You just got to take a leap of faith that he's going to stay healthy.
I wouldn't be surprised. Where's Dak at on that list? Because Dallas
Dak
defense
is 6.5 to 1. He's right there. Okay. Mahomes is going to have to start throwing it now, probably more than he was. He's at 4 to 1. The Goff at 6.5 to 1, I think is great value.
You like that more than Dak?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think Goff's been very hit and miss, and he's still right up there.
Yeah, he's still right up there. Yeah, he hasn't had clean games with. I got you. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Bet365 is the official sports betting partner of the Cleveland Guardians. Download the Bet365 app today. 21 plus only, must be present in Ohio. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
And may the odds be ever in your favor.
Ben Roethlisberger was asked why he prefers Justin Fields over Russell Wilson at quarterback. He says, so far I like what I've seen. You have the soundbite, CB. Let's hear from him.
To me, if Russ is healthy, I'm sticking with Justin.
That was my next question.
I know. I said it last week I wouldn't. But what I saw today, I think that he has earned and deserves the right to stay there.
Earned and deserves. You agree?
Well, I don't know what he's really earned other than the other guy was injured, and then he's played pretty well. I'm with him. I think this is a non-story. Why? And they're winning. It'd be one thing if they were getting cracked and they're 0-2 and he's playing okay. Then you have to decide, do we want to spark the team and put Russell back in there and go back to a veteran? They're winning. this is a non-story. Their defense is obviously providing enough. They haven't had to score 20 points to win a game. And so we'll wait. If the bottom drops out on field, so be it. But you've got to give him, now he's got a little momentum. The team's playing. He doesn't have, he's got a running game. I feel like, I don't even know why this is a question. It shouldn't even have been a question before the season, other than the fact that only Mike Tomlin knows where his quarterbacks were preseason. I don't. Yeah. But now that he's started, absolutely, you got to run with this.
I agree, and I just want to see where the splash plays are going to come from now through the air. That's just,
he did have a splash play and got called back.
Those are just the next leaps for this offense and being able to do that consistently, right? And not just having won a game or whatever it may be, because if you do throw that out there on tape, and that's something they really got to respect throughout the game, that's going to make Justin scarier, because if you get those defenders on the back end turning their back because they're worried about Pickens or whoever making big plays, that's where he becomes really special with what he can do with his legs. So I'm with Big Ben. This is where I was at prior to the season starting, is that this guy gives you the best chance to win. Now we just got to continue to show them why he should be the guy and just capitalizing on touchdowns and not always putting it at the feet of Chris Boswell, who's been really good for them, racking up points as their kicker through the first 2 games.
It's been really efficient. He hasn't thrown a pick. He doesn't have, like you say, a lot of weapons to work with. Justin Fields is doing remarkably well for just being thrown back in and having to kind of be really decent at this point, because, he has the defense. That's the key. Okay. So he doesn't have to go crazy here. But the fact that he's throwing at 70% right now.
That's all you can ask for. It's all you can ask for.
Yep. All right, those are your pre-snap reads for today.
They got a nice test, that defense, this week. See how they handle the physicality of Harbaugh and company. Coming in.
Herbert's questionable at this point.
That would be nice. Yeah. Hopefully he can go, because I do want to see that offense on defense matchup for sure, with the way that Harbaugh wants to line it up with JK and that offensive line and try to punch you in your esophagus. So that'll be fun.
All right, you go all the way back to 1990, and only 11.5% of teams that start 0-2 have made the playoffs. And if you go to the expanded postseason just 4 years ago, we got to go down to about 6% for the 0-2s that have advanced. So we'll talk to Dave Lapham down in Cincinnati, get his vibe, his belief, and where the priority is now. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
Big voice guy here to remind you that you're listening to The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Okay, thanks. I have 3 more seconds. Bye-bye.
Common Man here for Universal Windows Direct. Football season is here, and you know what that means. Fall is just around the corner. Cooler temperatures on the way. If you've been dealing with drafty windows all summer, struggling on those crazy hot days, your AC just can't keep up, now is the perfect time to upgrade with Universal Windows Direct. Call them today, 614-502-5220. For every 2 windows you buy, you get 2 free. Plus 0% financing for 60 months. Restrictions apply because they always do. Go to UWD.com. Like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
Don't miss the Right Rug Flooring Outlet Super Sale. Save up to 80% on truckloads of floors and more, including tiles starting at 19 cents a square foot, and a massive selection of laminate, luxury vinyl, and carpet, all drastically reduced. Cabinets and lighting fixtures, too. Save up to 80% during the Right Rug Flooring Outlet Super Sale on Poth Road in Whitehall. 24-month financing is available with approved credit. Hurry. The Outlet Super Sale ends September 29th. Dealers welcome.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Guys, listen up. How many of you out there have been diagnosed with sleep apnea? Maybe your partner can't tolerate your snoring every single night. You can't stand your CPAP machine. I get it. But there are alternatives to the CPAP machine, and Dr. Mark Levy is here to change your sleep and your life. Trust me, your spouse will thank you later. Dr. Mark Levy can customize an oral appliance that opens your airways, helps you breathe better, and stops your snoring. What a concept. It's quick, comfortable, and an alternative to those bulky, loud CPAP machines you always hear about. For over 15 years, Dr. Mark Levy has led the way when it comes to treating snoring and sleep apnea, and he has a track record to prove it. If you're snoring and not sleeping, you need to call Dr. Mark Levy's office today. And as the end of the year approaches, a lot of people have exceeded their medical deductibles, which means less out of pocket for you. Don't delay. Schedule your appointment today with Dr. Mark Levy at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP. That's 1-800-MORE-SLEEP. Or you can visit him online at sleepbettercolumbus.com. 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or sleepbettercolumbus.com.
Rise and shine, jabronis.
What a show this morning.
There's only one place where Buckeye legends lay the smackdown. Morning Juice with Bobby and Beamer.
Weekday mornings starting at 6.
Give me a juice box, Biatch.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Looking for your next Subaru? At Byers Airport Subaru, we give you options from start to finish. Browse and shop entirely online from the comfort of your home at columbussubaru.com or stop by and visit one of our friendly brand specialists just by the airport.
Right now, you can get a new 2025 Subaru Outback for 2.9% for up to 72 months.
Whether you prefer to click or come in, we've got you covered. Your journey starts at Byers Airport Subaru. Come see why it's better to buy at Byers.
Subject to credit approval. Financing offer term up to 72 months on 2025 Subaru Outback. Cannot be combined with any other incentive. See dealer for details. Offer ends 9/30/24.
Hi, this is Bob Capace from Worthington Jewelers. As a local family-owned business, we understand the importance of celebrating the ones we love. Stop in to find the perfect gift or check us out online at worthingtonjewelers.com.
They come here illegally, crossing our southern border. Then Sherrod Brown rolls out the welcome mat for them here in Ohio. Brown voted to give amnesty to 11 million illegal immigrants, including those convicted of crimes like drunk driving, aggravated assault, and child abuse. And Sherrod Brown voted 10 times to protect sanctuary cities in Ohio, which release dangerous illegals back onto the street, making Ohio's neighborhoods less safe. And while we struggle to make ends meet, Sherrod Brown is voting to give illegals taxpayer-funded benefits, like health care for illegals granted amnesty, Social Security, COVID relief checks, even a program to fly Haitian migrants into Ohio airports, all paid for by you, the taxpayer. You think you know Sherrod Brown? Well, after 31 years in Washington, Sherrod Brown's way too liberal for Ohio. American Crossroads paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. AmericanCrossroads.org.
Order like a champ at Raising Cane's. With tailgates of hand-battered chicken fingers and cane sauce and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade, you can guarantee victory for every game day meal. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love.
Proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Hey, it's Anthony Rothman for the Bath Authority. It's time to make your bath and shower something you really love. Something so great, your singing in the shower comes from a genuine place of happiness. Don't keep staring at that outdated bath, the mold, the mildew, the broken tiles. Every unit from the Bath Authority is custom built. You choose the premium accents and accessories. Right now, get free installation on your new bath or shower, plus 36 months of 0% interest. Visit thebathauthority.com. That's thebathauthority.com. A better bath awaits.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
What's up, knuckleheads? You're listening to Rothman and Ice on The Fan. It's not terrible.
All right, back at it. Rothman and Ice. We go to the Bryant Heating Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Hook it up with Mr. Bengal himself, our friend Dave Lapham, always on the call and always available to us. Thanks, Lap. Hope you're well.
Rothman and Ice, nothing better. Anthony, Matt, how you guys doing?
Outstanding, my man. Listen, I'm not in the full Aaron Rodgers relax mode for the Bengals, but I do think, but I'm also not full panic. You can't watch that game against Kansas City and be fully panicked. If anything, I think it gave us hope. But I did not hear your call. I do want to get your objective, honest opinion, because most of the narrative that came out of the end of that game was, yeah, Anthony arrived early, but how do you call it in that situation? And bail, where did you stand on that fourth down play?
Yeah, by the letter of the rule,
okay.
It's pass interference. The counter to that is, at first I thought, okay, that they both go up for the football and where they angled toward each other.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's like, okay, well, the receiver went up more vertical, and Anthony, took an angle to make a play on the football, and that's the reason he was in that position. People like, seventh round pick. Why do they have him in that role? Well, he earned it. I mean, in training camp, he played that all through training camp, preseason games, very aggressive, making plays on the football. I mean, he earned the spot. And Eric E.T. Thomas, his rookie year, the last play of the game against the 49ers, Joe Montana goes to Jerry Rice, and E.T.'s in coverage and doesn't make a play. They lose the game by a point, and he went on to be a multiple-time Pro Bowler. So it happens. You have to learn from it. You can't fall apart. You're facing adversity for sure. But it took the official a while, man. I was watching him, And he did not pull that flag immediately. He was watching and, thinking, and he was on the Kansas City Chiefs sideline, and they were screaming. So those guys, all those coaches running down there screaming at him, and whoop, out comes the flag. And, boy, 4th and 16 to have a 29-yard pass interference is unbelievable.
Yeah, it's tough. Definitely tough for sure. But, Lab, zooming out from that penalty and just looking at the game overall, going into a tough environment, as you know, for a lot of NFL teams right now, what was one positive takeaway that you had in the game going from the loss to the Patriots to, yes, another loss, but more of a positive vibe around the game? What was a positive for you?
I'll tell you, a bunch of them, really. I mean, they held the Chiefs to 12.5% on third down, 1 for 8. And the great Travis Kelce, first ballot Hall of Famer, 3 targets, 1 catch for 5 yards. Those 2 numbers alone, I'm thinking, how the hell do you lose that football game? That's just unbelievable. You're +2 in the turnover department. In the opener, that was the biggest reason they lost to the Patriots. They gave the football away, and they got stopped on 4th down. In this football game, both teams were 2 for 2 on 4th down. And the Bengals had 3 takeaways and gave it away once, and that was the biggest one of the game, obviously, with the forced fumble, strip sack, recovery touchdown. You give up a unscripted, unconventional score like that, it's hard to overcome, particularly in a give-and-take game like that. Back and forth they go. So, I mean, there were, positives. Red zone, they left 8 points on the field in the red zone, and the Chiefs only left 4. That's tough in a 1-point loss. But I thought, for the most part, they controlled the game. I mean, they ran more snaps. They gained more yards. The only area they fell down, and they've done it 2 weeks in a row, is the running game. They get outrushed by 73 yards or 75 yards. And 10 carries, differential, 75-yard differential on the ground. That's going to hurt you. And, they had the same concept. Both teams wanted to run the football and keep the opposing quarterback, the great quarterbacks, on the sideline. And the Chiefs, for the most part, did a little bit better job of that because of what they were doing in that ground game.
What needs help right now in your mind as far as the defense? Listen, they went up against Mahomes, and you said they controlled the game until the very end. I thought they tackled better. They looked a little better defensively. Now they go up against a very mobile quarterback in Jaden Daniels on Monday night. But where do you think that the formula needs to get a little better on that defense?
Yeah, well, they got beaten up. They've been killed at the defensive tackle position. I mean, they were there. Sam Hubbard had to kick inside and play snaps at defensive tackle. They've signed Lawrence Guy, 6'4", 215-pounder. Yeah, who's a 14-year player. Played with Green Bay, the Colts, the Chargers, the Ravens, the Patriots. He's been around now, and so they did pick him up, and hopefully that'll reinforce the interior. You've got hamstring injuries to 2 defensive tackles, and you wonder how significant they are and will they be able to make the dance? I mean, both Sheldon Rankins and B.J. Hill, their starting defensive tackles are iffy for this football game. The good news is it's a Monday night game. They get a little extra time to heal up, and hopefully Chris Jenkins, who had surgery on the thumb injury, he's close to coming back. They've been deactivating him. If they can get him back, that'd be another plus. And guys, I'll tell you what, man, take a look at the tape on the 4th and 16 interference call. Zach Carter got undressed. I mean, the guard is just taking his shirt off. I mean, the jersey stretches like 2 feet, and I'm thinking, holy crap! How long are you going to let them grab jerseys and pull it before you make a call? I was like, wow. And there was a little bit of that going on during the course of the game. I mean, I wish I was playing these days, man. They let you use your muckers, boy, big time.
Lap, I remember this all season when we were talking about the playmakers. You referenced Mike Gesicki a couple of times and kind of voiced maybe a little of excitement based off of what he could be. Had a great game in Kansas City. Is that more of, now that we've seen Kansas City 2 weeks in a row where tight ends have gotten after them, likely week 1, Gesicki and the Bengals week 2, is that a Kansas City thing? Or do you think that Burrow, Zach Taylor, and Gesicki have figured something out and this is going to be the start of some good things for him?
Yeah, interesting question. I think they like their tight end package as a whole. That was the big wrinkle they put in this game plan. They came out with multiple tight ends, including Cody Ford as an extra offensive lineman tight end, not third down, short yardage stuff. They had him, on the football field in scrimmage situations. And they wanted to, be able to beat up the Chiefs if they possibly could. They wanted bigger people in protection. And the tight ends as a group in this football game, 14 catches, 151 yards. I mean, that's pretty productive. And Gesicki right now is number 5 in the league with 10 catches at the tight end position. He's got over 100 yards. I mean, he's playing exceptionally well. He's got 4 third-down catches. That's in the top 10 in the league at the tight end position as well. I think we're going to see, tight end, particularly with T. Higgins out, the big, rangy receiver type. Gesicki fits that, at 6'6", and he's a life guy. He's not a huge tight end, and he runs good routes and catches the football. And with T. Higgins not being able to go the first couple of weeks, they lose that 6'4 plus, almost 6'5 target that, can separate. And then when he's in a contested catch mode, can do that as well. That's hurt them both games, not having T. Higgins as a weapon.
No doubt. All right. I know this one stings a lot. It has to, and I know there are really probably no moral victories in the NFL, but do you think it did anything for their mentality, the motivation? I know this feels like desperation time. They got to beat Washington. Will they rise to that occasion?
Unfortunately, the 6 years that Zach Taylor has been head coach, in the first 2 games of the season, they're 1-11. So they've been in this exact position multiple times, and 0-2 the last 2 seasons. So they've got to bounce back. There's no question. I mean, they were 0-2 last year and went 4-1. So to get back in the hunt a little bit, that's what they're going to have to do go on some sort of a run like that. They got to get these next 2 games. They got to get Washington on Monday night at home, go down to Carolina, get that football game, get back to 500, and then say, all right, let's we're even, Steven. Let's get after it. I mean, dropping your first 2, you got to win 2 for every one you lose the remainder of the year. With the 15 games left, you better go 10-5 to think you're going to be a playoff, seed that's meaningful at all. So they got their work cut out for them, and it has to start on Monday night.
He's the legendary former player. He's Mr. Bengal. He's Dave Lapham. Have a great call on Monday night, Lap. Thanks for jumping on, bud.
Anthony, Matt, you're the best. Appreciate you guys.
Thanks. You as well. He was on the Bryant Heating Cooling Systems Fangast hotline. I think there's belief. I think there's reason to believe. They just went toe-to-toe on the road with perhaps the best team in the league. And Joe looked better, but they've got some pieces that need to start to come together here. And if it doesn't against Washington, then I'm all fine with any Bengal fan saying, all right, mail it in, it's over. But here we are, desperation time, and it couldn't be better on a Monday night in the jungle.
Last year, obviously, it didn't go their way with the way the season unfolded, but that last place standing in the AFC North may be helping them right now with the last place schedule that they have with some of the opponents that are coming up on deck. Did you know the Columbus Men's Clinic is celebrating 10 years of treating thousands and thousands of local men? The Columbus Men's Clinic is the largest and most experienced men's health practice in Columbus. For a decade, the Columbus Men's Clinic have done this all day, every day. It's all they specialize in, and they have gotten a lot better over the years. Higher success rates, better administrative and medical staff, more treatments, and more happy patients and partners. Their ED, low T, and weight loss treatments truly change lives, and their experience makes the difference. Call 614-300-7400. That's 614-300-7400. Or go online to columbusmensclinic.com to book an appointment today. columbusmensclinic.com.
All right, see what CB has cooked up for Tell the Truth next. Rothman and Ice in the Fan.
Here's a listener tweet. Can I tase Common Man in the nuts? Fine by us, but he may like it. Common Man and T-Bone.
Weekdays from 3 to 6.
The Fan.
Hey, it's Shark Carp and Beam here for FanDuel. NFL Week 3 is here, and you can start the season with a big return on FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. If you're new to FanDuel, you can get started with $200 in bonus bets guaranteed when you place your first $5 bet. Big game, Beamsy. We've got the Patriots and the Jets.
Classic AFC East battle. Jets looking to make the playoffs for the first time in 13 years. That's the longest in the NFL currently for their streak. So maybe Aaron Rodgers over on passing yards. Garrett Wilson looking awesome out there in New York. I'm going gangrene here, Bob.
You got Breece Hall rushing, Ramondre Stevenson, anytime touchdowns. They're all there for you. Beams, so visit FanDuel.com/juice to make every moment more this season. FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NFL. Must be 21 or older and present. Ohio first online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expires 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Navigating mental health insurance benefits can be overwhelming, but you don't have to do it alone. The Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office is here to guide you. Our expert team will help you connect with your health insurance plan to understand available behavioral health benefits. Say goodbye to frustration and hello to control over your mental well-being. Call 855-438-6442 today.
We are Ortho Alliance. Together, we deliver the most experienced orthopedic care near you and throughout Central Ohio. Together, we provide expert care when you need it with same-day and next-day appointments. We put our patients' care first, from physical therapy to the most challenging joint replacement surgeries. We are JIS Orthopedics, Ortho Neuro, Orthopedic Associates of Zanesville, Orthopedic Foot and Ankle Center, and Orthopedic Specialists in Sports Medicine. And we are better together. Visit orthoalliance.com or call 877-WE-ARE-OA.
Heaven on earth. It's here in the mountain towns of West Virginia, draped in vibrant reds, yellows, and oranges. Some of America's most spectacular fall colors. The perfect backdrop to autumn adventure, from scenic train rides to fall festivals, and a cozy cabin waiting at the end of the day. Fall is almost heaven in West Virginia. Plan your getaway at wvtourism.com.
Buckeye Show.
What were you guys yelling on the Braxpin play 2015?
Well, everybody said, he's back. He's back. That's what everybody was saying.
The Buckeye Show.
Presented by Coors Light and sponsored by CareSource.
Weeknights at 6 on The Fan.
Common Man here for Universal Windows Direct. Football season is here, and you know what that means. Fall is just around the corner. Cooler temperatures on the way. If you've been dealing with drafty windows all summer, struggling on those crazy hot days, your AC just can't keep up, now is the perfect time to upgrade with Universal Windows Direct. Call them today, 614-502-5220. For every 2 windows you buy, you get 2 free. Plus 0% financing for 60 months. Restrictions apply because they always do. Go to UWD.com. Like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
Starting this fall, you can turn your media passion into a high-octane career. Ohio Media School will train you for TV, radio, social media, and digital media. Get real-world experience and hands-on learning with their cutting-edge Activator curriculum through internships and live remotes with industry pros, small class sizes, and real-world media studios. Accelerate your career with their 6 to 8 month programs. Visit Ohio Media School now at beonair.com to book your free studio tour. That's right, free. Go to beonair.com now and seize your media future with Ohio Media School.
With so much happening every day,
ABC6 News is on your side, helping you understand the events that impact your community.
Do you believe Columbus City Schools is in a PR crisis?
Central Ohio's most experienced team of reporters, persistent in getting answers to the questions you're asking.
Are you worried about how people are going to react?
And when you need us, ABC6 News is on your side, finding solutions.
6 on your side, they're the ones willing to answer the phone.
You can count on ABC6 News to be on your side.
ABC Tonight.
I'm Joan, and I'm your first Golden Bachelorette.
Joan's getting a second chance.
This is about everybody like me, navigating, trying to find love at this age.
I wouldn't be here if I didn't have hope.
Because love never ages.
Golden age doesn't mean you're old. Old is a state of mind. I got a lot of living to do.
The Golden Bachelorette. Tonight at 8 on ABC6. Saturday is game day on The Fan.
Sponsored by Riker Ford.
Every game, every season, your home of the Buckeyes. The Fan. Tell the truth with Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Twin Peaks, home of the 29-degree draft beer.
All right, CB, take us home.
All right, I think we haven't discussed enough about the possible options for the Dolphins at quarterback. Now, obviously, they're going to go with Skylar Thompson. They brought in Matty Ice's guy, Tyler Huntley.
Snoop.
That's right. The double secret agent, I guess is what you call him. Is that right?
With the Browns and the Ravens in the same year, now going down to Miami. He's getting the check, man.
Just getting more intel from your AFC rivals.
Yeah, he'll be back in Baltimore before you know it.
Totally makes sense. But the question is, there is a quarterback out there on the streets that hasn't been really discussed a whole lot until maybe recently for some of these openings, and it's Ryan Tannehill. He's looking for the perfect opportunity, in his own words, if he takes a job this year. But my question is, tell the truth, should Ryan Tannehill be an option to fill Tua's absence if it's longer than maybe this 4-week IR stint?
I'm glad you said that part at the end, because from Miami's standpoint, yes. He is probably the most experienced, best quarterback that's out there right now. But from his standpoint, am I really going to take this job and go back to a place that traded me years ago? Yes, they drafted me very highly, but they traded me. And now I'm going to go back and keep it afloat for a month, and then the starter comes back. If Tua was out for the year, I'd say absolutely you couldn't be in a better situation. McDaniel comes from Shanahan's tree. They're going to run. They're going to play defense. You hit the play action, and we're good to go. Jimmy Garoppolo, this thing all the way to the playoffs. But if he only gets to play for 3 or 4 games and Tua's coming back, I don't know if it is the greatest spot for him. I like the team. I like the speed. I like the weapons. He probably would be very tempted, Maddie, to come back to that team, but only to keep it afloat and hand it back would be, I think, tough for him.
I'll tell you who you need to call. And it was a man born on August 3rd, 1977. And his name is Thomas Edward Patrick Brady Jr. Get Tommy out of the booth. The owner wanted him anyway. You remember the story a couple years ago. They were tampering with Tom Brady. He and Sean Payton were supposed to take over in Miami. Get Tom out of the booth. People don't like him anyway. Tom, I know he's still got it. He's better than Skylar Thompson. He's better than Tyler Huntley, and he's better than Ryan Tannehill. Tempt Tom. See what he can do for you. Come on down and spin the rock to Tyreek and Jalen Waddle, would you? Come on.
There is a reason that you did not ask Adam Schefter that question.
Come on.
Because you know it's not going to happen.
Tom? He still got it.
That's why you didn't ask.
You know he's better than all the other options you talked about.
I know, but I think if you believed that this was even remotely a possibility, you would have asked Schefter about it.
If Mike McDaniel right now had his pick between Tom Brady and the other 3 quarterbacks that we talked about, who's he picking? Skylar Thompson, Huntley, and Ryan Tannehill, or Brady?
He's not a minority stakeholder in the Raiders now, is he? Or is he looking to still
Wasn't there some issues with that?
Yeah.
I don't think it was finalized.
Who's he picking?
Well, he can't be an owner of the Raiders if he's also going to be a quarterback for the Dolphins.
It's a hypothetical. Who's he picking? Who do you think?
Over McDaniel? Choosing who?
McDaniel between Brady
or Tannehill?
Thompson, Tannehill, and Tyler Huntley. Who's he picking?
It's not even a question. He's picking Brady.
See, I know.
Absolutely.
Just remember, it's not a lie if you believe it.
He just wanted to hear you say, I respect that.
But again, Tua's not out for the year. If Tua was out for the year, I think this conversation makes a little more sense on let's bring up everybody.
Can we fully say that confidently right now?
No, we can't.
That's fair.
I'm with you. I'm only going on what people are saying around Tua, that he's not retiring, that Schefter told us he wanted to play this week, that the only thing holding him back is other people, not himself. That's all I'm saying.
All right, next up, Shohei Ohtani's close to the 50-50 lemon lime of baseball. That is 50 home runs, 50 stolen bases. The question is, tell the truth. Will he meet that 50-50 threshold by the end of the regular season?
Print the 50-50 shirts. It's done. He hit 48 last night, didn't he?
Yeah. He currently has 48 and 48. Yeah, I think he 2 home runs and 2 swiped bags.
Take it to the bank. Take it out of the oven. Whatever you want to say. This man is just a mutant, and this is absolutely going to happen.
So what do we have? Does he have 14 games left? Does he have that many? I need to check that. I think that would be an important part of the equation at this point. But I'm with you. CB, you do the math for me. I don't have their...
They've played 151 games. So that'd be 11.
11 left.
Oh, and I love that he's got 3 at Colorado.
2 bags and 2 home runs.
It's done.
He's going to go for it. So if he gets on base, he's going. And they know he's going.
Too fast.
So I'm with you. I'm going to bet yes.
And there's nowhere to hide with their lineup because he bats leadoff, and so immediately after him is Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman. So it's not like you're pitching around him to get to somebody else. So you'll take your chances with him to start the game because if it's a solo home run, that's better than one of the others coming up and hitting a 2-run dinger or a 3-run dinger. So, yeah, I think this is I'm stamping this. Put it in ink.
I'm not with you on the guarantee. Market guaranteed. Oh, Callahan.
Yeah. He could do this in 1 game. You know?
That's true. But where's the pressure, though? Because he's going to want it. So he's going to press a little bit here. I guess he can handle it.
Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah.
All right, next up, today's fan poll. I think the general had some influence on the creation of this, but the question is, what is worse, not returning your shopping cart or not picking up the dog poo on a walk?
It's not picking up the dog poo. And he won't like that I'm going to say this because I always return the shopping cart. But there are other people that are paid to do it. I'm just saying it. I'm not endorsing it. But there's nobody paid to walk around just out of nowhere and pick up dog poop, meaning they get paid for it if they're going to do it. But there's nobody, just random people that are on the job. And here's the deal. Like, I've had it in our neighborhood where I've said, well, that person doesn't pick up. Well, I see them pick up. Yeah, because they see you. It's when there's nobody around that it happens, and it's horrible. And be responsible for yourself, your pet, your neighborhood, and all that. I'm going to go with picking up your dog's business.
Yeah, I'm with him on that, CB. I'm with him.
The truth shall set you free.
Real fast. There was a third choice. Did you mention that? Equally as bad. He put a third choice on there. I don't think they're equally as bad.
Well, when you talk about carts potentially denting or scratching up people's cars, that I think adds a little bit more weight to that side of it, right? The carts blowing in the wind and then dinging cars and all that. That's a problem. That's an expensive
Got to get him to that corral, Matty.
Hey, coming up next on Common Man and T-Bone is Wildcard Wednesday. Jeff Rimmer joins at 5:33. Wherever you get your podcast, type in Rothman and Ice. Everything we do from noon to 3. We'll be waiting for you.
Come back then. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
We have so many local shows, I can't fit them in a 10-second promo. So let's just say we're live and local all damn day. The Fan. This is a Fan Action Update.
Updated Super Bowl odds. Kansas City Chiefs still 5-1, the favorite to win it all. Then it's the 49ers plus 650. Buffalo Bills come in at plus 950 with the third best odds. CJ Stroud, Texans 10-1, Lions 12-1, so are the Eagles. Ravens 14-1, Bengals come in at 20-1, and the Cleveland Browns are 50-1. For your action update, I'm Scotty Vegas.
Hey, it's Anthony Rothman for the Bath Authority. It's time to make your bath and shower something you really love. Something so great, your singing in the shower comes from a genuine place of happiness. Don't keep staring at that outdated bath, the mold, the mildew, the broken tiles. Every unit from the Bath Authority is custom built. You choose the premium accents and accessories. Right now, get free installation on your new bath or shower, plus 36 months of 0% interest. Visit thebathauthority.com. That's thebathauthority.com. A better bath awaits.
Integrity, honesty, and quality. Words we live by here at Monogram Homes. Hi, this is Dina, and at Monogram Homes, we strive to bring your wants to your man cave, your needs to your kitchen, and your ideas to life. Most home builders claim to be custom, but starting with stock floor plans and templates isn't our idea of a tailored experience. At Monogram Homes, we start with a blank slate and work with you until you get exactly what you want. So start your true custom home journey today with a builder you can trust. Monogram Homes. Visit us online at monogramhomes.net.
Breaking news coming in from Bet365, where every nail-biting overtime win, breakaway, pick six, three-point shot, underdog win, buzzer beater, shootout, walk-off, and absolutely every play in between is amazing. From football to basketball and hockey to baseball, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio.
Hey, it's Anthony Rothman. The fall deals at Germain Honda of Dublin are beautiful. The 24 Civic LX, only $249 a month for 36 months. The 24 Accord LX, only $279 a month for 36 months. With 10,000 miles a year on the lease, $34.99 cash cap reduction, payments plus tax, tag, and document fee, and away you go. How about 0.9% up to 36 months on the 24 Prologue, the first all-electric SUV from Honda. For the best deal in town, Germain Honda of Dublin on Sawmill Road.
Common Man and T-Bone here for our friends at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Bone, do you know that there's games going on this weekend?
Oh, I know. And your game day headquarters is the Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Massive TV walls, 12,000 square feet, and all the gaming action you could want.
Wager at one of 4 betting windows and 30-plus betting kiosks. Beat the crowd and reserve a table for all game days this fall at HollywoodColumbus.com.
Wow, private table. Must be nice. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey there, football fans. It's Austin Ward.
People are noticing the difference with me on the sidelines this year. A little quicker on my feet and 55 pounds lighter thanks to Awaken 180. Getting some comments, even starting a press conference, getting asked how many pounds I've lost. Let's not forget that famous question, you actually kept off the weight? Yes, sir, I have, and it's been almost a year since I dropped my 55 pounds, which took just over 2 months. If I had gone the medication route, it would have taken 4 times that, and I would still be on the meds. I ate to lose weight with Awaken 180's at-home program, and to this day, I still thank Chops for introducing me to the solution for weight loss. Guys, girls, the program is simple. It's fast and can literally work for anyone. Have questions? Ask me, ask Chops, ask Scotty Vegas, or any of the other 23,000 Awaken 180 clients who took control of their weight. Already game? If so, speak to Awaken 180 directly by calling 844-346-1800. That's 844-346-1800 or online at awaken180weightloss.com.